monkey and step on him. Protect at all costs, put a vest on him.
Yeah, you already know what it is. It's a commissioner, aka Trill Dollar Bill, and you rocking with me on IBOXINGHUB USA. And we're gonna bring to you tonight. We're gonna bring to you the watch along, the Mielnicki fight, and I got some special guests. Actually, my co-host Capital Kev. You know, he'll be joining us soon, but I got a real special guest in the building right now. Oh, there go Capital Kev right there. But I got a real special guest in the building right now. It's Mr. Anthony Woodson. Mr. Anthony Woodson, what's up, man? It's a pleasure to have you on with us today, man. How you doing, my brother?
Oh man, blessed and highly favored, and I told you off air, but I want to tell you in front of the public, I'm really honored and privileged to be included on your stream with you and Kev, and I'm excited. You guys bring the energy, you guys bring the fire, and it just feels y'all. It's like a big time fight. Y'all bring a big fight feel every time you guys come together. So I'm just gonna be over here like Richard Steele, bouncing around like he would be back in the day, refereeing the champion. So I'm just gonna follow y'all lead and let y'all cook, and I'll eat the crumbs.
That's dope. That's dope. We was actually before we went live, we was talking about the Brandon Lee, and you had some interesting things to say about Brandon Lee. But Brandon Lee is actually coming back after 11-month layoff. You know, he wanted to go and get his degree. You know, he wanted to go get his I think he was his justice degree, legal degree. So that's what he went to go do. I guess he promised his mother. So that's commended. So he was thinking about life after boxing, I guess, you know. But shout out to Brandon Lee. But now he's focused. He's in the Robert Garcia camp, you know, that gym, you know, and he's back. This is his comeback fight after 11 months. But what was you saying earlier, Anthony Woodson, about him earlier? I thought it was dope.
All right, so yeah, I was just saying that Kevin and I were having a little chat about kind of what the because we were talking about his record, how he's 29-0, and I was mentioning that he's about 26, and I said only 26, and Kev was just and Jess was like, man, 26, he's kind of to that point where he really got to start coming out and putting his foot on the gas, because he's coming into his prime. I'm paraphrasing. That's pretty much what we were talking about, and we were mentioning like how Abdullah Mason's, he's really got the public eye, and then of course you got Devin Haney and everything, and I was saying that Brandon Lee is extremely gifted and extremely talented, and it's just that I don't think that it's not a skill issue for him why people don't know who he is. I just think that his personality, with how the American consumer expects their top fighters to be, his personality doesn't line up with what the American public looks for. So I was thinking that he would need like a mouthpiece to kind of be an agitator, to kind of get his name out there, be an activator, like how Bill Haney is for Devin. Because the thing with Devin is an extremely great fighter. That's not to be questioned. But because of how big of a influence his dad is on him, we don't really know personally who Devin himself is yet. And that's not necessarily his fault. And I want to make that very clear, that that's not Devin's fault. He's honoring and respecting his father's position in his life, because without his dad, he wouldn't be where he is. But at the same time, because of how boisterous and loud and agitating Bill can be, it comes to a point where he kind of drowns Devin out, to where all Devin really has is his performance in the ring. But for Brandon Lee, he doesn't have either side. He has a very, very cerebral style, but his style is not necessarily entertaining. He's very scientific, but he doesn't have like a mouthpiece like how Mike Tyson had Don King, or how Muhammad Ali was his own promoter and he fought, but then he also worked with Don King later. But like the big American guys, usually like how Floyd had Leonard Ellerby, like how the big names in America usually have like somebody with them to kind of put them out there. So that's the issue that I see with Brandon Lee. Skill's not the problem. He's just very mild-mannered, and he's intelligent. And unfortunately, in the market that we have today and just the climate of America, he's not what really draws people in. Only the real boxing consumer knows how cold of a fighter Brandon Lee is. But like the casuals, you need somebody on the side to help get you in the door. So I think that's the only difference between why he's not in the public eye as Devin is, because Devin has his dad, and Devin is just a cold-blooded assassin. But without his dad, Devin wouldn't be where he is. That's just a fact. That's pretty much what I was saying.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Sometimes it takes a little bit more than skills, to get you there, especially to the what I said, the casuals,
Yeah.
takes a little bit more. So I totally agree. What's up with it, Capital Kev? How you feeling, man?
Man, boxing's most energetic voice. What's going on, Trill? Happy to have Anthony Woodson, professional boxer, with us today. I mean, very, very good assessment. I mean, I'm calling cap on some of that. Y'all acting like Bill's in there fighting for this guy. Bill is not in there. It's easy to have a big mouth when you're not in there fighting. I mean, that's easy work. Devin got to
Now
do
we talk
something
about
on
it,
his game.
it helps with promotion. It helps promoting his son. You know what I'm
No, I'm
saying?
with
Bill
you.
being
No,
out
I'm with
there
you.
helps promote his son, because
It
Dev's
does.
now
But
minute.
you
Dev
as a
don't be
fighter
talking like
gotta
that.
have a mouth. You as a fighter,
Exactly.
you gotta have a mouth. Brandon Lee
No,
is not where Brandon Lee is 26 years old. Like, he is still a prospect. Like, my man, no, you need to do something. You need to open that mouth. You got a whole Asian community. You got a community of engineers, right? Graphic designers,
come
people who
on,
make
Kev. Come
Xbox and
on, Kev.
PlayStations.
You can't
You
do
know what I
this,
mean?
Kev. You
One
can't
of
do
his
this,
cousins
Kev.
definitely made a PlayStation, and
You can't do
you
this,
you have
Kev.
no marketing.
You can't do this on the iBoxing Hub USA. You know what I'm saying? What are
My
you
man got
doing,
cousins at Microsoft. He could have definitely got better promotion for this fight.
Come on, Kev.
100%.
Come
Brandon, I'm
on,
sorry,
man.
dog.
100%.
You gotta wheel
I'm
it
just
in,
saying.
Kev.
Y'all gotta tap
I
into the
Brandon, I'm
apologize.
sorry,
market.
dog.
I
I
gotta tap into the
apologize
market.
to my people out there, man, for Kev. Kev don't
Man,
mean
look,
all
Jin Sasaki did it right. Jin Sasaki showed up like Master Splinter.
this.
That's the type of stuff you need to do. And that got him to fight. What Brandon Lee doing? Man, come on, man.
Yeah,
Stop.
Brandon Lee went in, he took some time. He was knocking everybody out. People forget Brandon Lee was doing his thing. He was coming up.
Nah,
He was knocking everybody out.
nah,
He had a tough fight.
knocking
He
everybody out.
decided to take some time off, you know what I'm saying, to finish his education. He ended up graduating from college. Just commendable. And now he realized this is what he wants to do, and he's going to focus 100%. He's with Robert Garcia. I'm not mad at it. With his type of style, it seems to work. We just gotta see more of them now since of this layoff. Now we just gotta see more of them. But you're right, he does got to do something to get the public eye and get people talking, so he can get in there with one of these top guys.
I'm
But
with
he's
you.
doing good right now. To me, he's winning the fight. A lot's been going on. I want to get your take, and I want to get your take, man, on what just happened a couple of days ago with Brian Norman Jr.
Man,
That
you just
knockout.
asked me. You just asked me that question. I just caught a chill because that was one of the nastiest knockouts that I've ever seen. I'm 36, so I've been watching boxing since I can remember. That's one of the best knockouts I've ever seen. That was like, it was one knockout that I wish I remember the guy who Roy Jones fought, but it kind of gave me that vibe where he was dancing around him and he was flicking him, and then all of a sudden he caught him with a hook, and then from the side while dude wasn't looking. So when I saw that hook, I'm like, man, he's got some Roy Jones in him a little bit, because not everybody really knows how to throw hooks that way, the way that he put it out there. Because how I love how he set it up. Because first of all, that body jab, that stab was nasty. Like you kind of saw it a little bit. Sasaki has a good poker face, but those legs were kind of going after that stab jab to the body. And then he tried, and then Sasaki, if I remember correctly, he threw a counter right. And then while he was throwing, that's when Norman threw the hook. Just beautiful execution. It's like what can you really say? Like, it was beautiful. It was a walk off in the 5th round, and then he went and he bowed to the Japanese public like a samurai. Like, man, people watch out for Brian Norman. And then you know what's funny is, like, I'm not trying to be messy here, but like right after that, Boots went up to 154.
Damn, Anthony, what are you, part of the President's Club for Brian Norman?
Well,
damn, it was all right. It's all right.
What do you want me to do, man? The fighters got to stick together,
He
dog.
all right. Like, damn, Anthony acting like he part of the President Club for the Storm. Brian Norman.
Well, I just got to put some context.
He got smoke in the streets, Trill. He got smoke in the streets.
I got to just make some. I hear everything that you were saying. This one thing that I couldn't agree with is just one thing. Boots made his statement that he was moving to 154 before this fight took place. Before the fight,
that's why I said,
yeah. So, but what Brian Norman did is, I agree with you 100%. And but there's one also. There's another thing that I wanted to add was a question. I had made a comment on Twitter and it got a lot of reaction. It was about Brian Norman Jr. And I said that since Boots is gone, the division is his. I don't see nobody in the top 10 right now, in the ring's top 10, that can mess with him and that can compete with him. What do you agree about him? Do you think that Undisputed is his if he chose to at 147? Do you see anybody there besides Stanionis that can give him trouble?
Yeah, I'm about to ask you, do you mind kind of running a list down for me of anyone in particular that might give him a hard time?
I got it right here, Troy. I just pulled it up. Can I give it to him?
Yeah, give it to him.
W for the ring, just to make it easy. You got Stanionis at number 2, Barrios, he's tied up. Santillan, Giasov, you got Sasaki, who just got blown out. Polanco, Roach at number 8, Curiel at number 9, and then Essuman, who just beat Josh Taylor at number 10, just to keep it easy without going into like all the sanctioning bodies.
You said Roach, right? Like Lamont Roach?
Yeah, Rocha's in there. No, Rocha, the Latino guy.
Roach.
Yeah, Rocha.
Like, wait a minute. Rocha. Okay. You know, the thing about boxing is, especially if you're in the top 10, I'm not going to count out anybody, but out of respect for Brian Norman, I'm going to say he stays on business and he stays focused, absolutely. But I'm going to say that with respect to the top 10, because anybody in the top 10, all it takes is one punch and you could be in that same position. So if all Brian Norman needs to do is stay focused and keep his boots on the ground, keep his head down, and just keep representing his family name, man. He's putting on for his family, he's putting on for his father, and he's showing himself approved. He deserves a position that he's in. So,
I want to swing that question. I want to swing that question right to you as well.
Bro, I'm looking at the rankings. So Boots he dropped. He vacated. He's going to 154. Damn, we needed that.
Who in that division do you think can give Mr. Norman Jr. some problems?
We needed that boot smoke, man. Like
I know. I was calling
Norman
for that.
Norman's not going to get that credibility until we get that boot smoke. I'm looking at the rankings right now. I would like to see him. Rashidi Ellis is number 8 in the WBO. That's a name. That's that's a potential fight right there. I don't know who's going to win between Mario Barrios and Pacquiao. So the winner of that and Devin Haney is number 1 in the WBC right now, 147. So, but just to keep it simple, I would love to see Rolly versus because he's going to get elevated to the full status. But I'd like to see Rolly versus Brian Norman. Both strong, big guys, filled out for the division. Kind of tailor-made for Brian Norman just because Rolly's very unconventional. But I would like to see that fight. Can Brian deal with that pressure that Rolly likes putting on guys and that strength? I mean, but Rashidi Ellis is a good name. Rolly is a good name for him. I would say those are pretty good names, and of course
How do,
Devin's in there.
yeah,
So
how do you I want to get both of y'all takes on that. How do you think a Devin Haney fares against a Brian Norman Jr.? I'll go with you. And
It depends on what Devin. Well, it depends on what Devin's going to show up after what happened in Japan. If it's Devin pre-Ryan, if Devin finds that fire again and he goes back to pre-Ryan Garcia, you would have to give the edge to Devin because Devin has a stronger resume than Brian Norman does. Devin fought Loma. Devin fought Kambosos. There are a few other names on that list that are just eluding me right now. But I do know that Devin Haney has a strong resume for his age, and he's only 23 years old. But he's extreme. But he's got the experience level of someone closer to 30 with everything that he's done. He's traveled the world. He's already done what Brian Norman is doing now. So I'm saying that in a way to where it's respect to both, because Brian's in a position where he was able to go to Japan and really elevate his name. So he definitely deserves some respect, but you got to go with the guy who has had more experience in those hottest of hot circumstances. So I would say if Devin can find himself, if he can get back to that mindset that he was in before Ryan Garcia, then I would have to go with Ryan. I would have to go with Devin. It would be a close fight. It would if Devin goes back to that level, it would be a decision. It wouldn't be a knockout because I don't feel that he would be strong enough to knock Brian Norman out. But if Brian Norman catches him, I see Brian Norman would have to win by knockout and Devin a decision.
same question to you, Kev. How do you feel about a fight with Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr.?
And Devin Haney is so skilled, master. He's a master in the ring, right? But he's just not. He doesn't have the body to compete with. Brian Norman is big. That's a big Brian Norman, right? That's strong. We just seen him knock out. Is that 2 in a row? He knocked out Derek Cuevas. No, he knocked out Rocha. Did he have a fight after Rocha? I'm not sure if he had a fight after Rocha. I'm sorry, Santillan, right? Is who he knocked out? He knocked out Santillan.
Yeah.
Who did he fight after Santillan? I don't know. But
I remember people were down on
he's
him
on
about 2-3 fights ago. He had a
because
he's on a 2 to 3
round,
knockout streak.
He got hurt.
So he knocked out Santillan,
first round or something.
and then he knocked out Derek Cuevas, and now he knocked out this guy. So he's either on a 2 or a 3 knockout streak. That dude is good. So I'm not sure that Devin can keep that guy off him for a full 12 rounds. That's a tough fight. So I would edge that to Brian, even though he has less experience. He's got that dog in him, and you just can't count somebody out that's got that dog. And not to say Devin don't. We saw him what happened with the Ryan Garcia fight and how he came back from that. But I just can't see him keeping this guy off of him for 12 rounds. Now, I think the boxing edge goes to Devin for sure, but all it takes is just one. Just take one, and Devin will be out. So I'll probably edge it out to Brian Norman. We haven't really seen a full 147-pound Devin Haney anyways. So.
Okay. I feel like the experience Devin got, I think Devin can box. It won't be what people would like to see, a brawl or something like that. I don't think I think it'll be a real methodical chess match with Devin. I think he will box his way to a 12-round decision. I think he has that in his bag. Will it be entertaining? Depends on what type of viewer you are. You know what I'm saying? If you like to see, the boxing and the knock your hit and the hit, which what boxing is, then you'll be entertained. Some people tend to want to see a little bit more engagement in fights. But I think if Devin Haney fights a smart fight, he can definitely outbox Norman Jr. I just think that he's been there before, like Mr. Woodson was saying, and he has more tools in the toolbox at this moment, you know. But yeah, if let Brian Norman do his thing for a little bit. I think right now the guys that's right now in the top 10 that we mentioned, I don't think that they give him no problems. But I'm gonna throw a wild card name at y'all. I'm gonna throw a wild card name at y'all right now. Well, maybe Stanionis. I would love to see that fight with him and Stanionis. But why not? You don't want to see him and Stanionis get it on?
We need champions, man. We done. We done with you fought Derek Cuevas, no champion. You fought Sasaki. Thank you.
How do y'all think it's a female Lopez fares against a Brian Norman?
No. Why are you bringing? Come on, man. We gotta stay in the division, Trill. We at 147. Why you want to bring up these guys from 140?
They coming to 147. The female Lopez is coming to 147.
Where he's coming at 147. He is a 140-pound champion. Until he vacates, he at 140. Let us deal with them guys at 147. Okay, when he get here, we could talk about it. When he get here, we can talk about it.
He's saying that he's moving up. So if he
I'm not worried. Bro, that's like me saying I'm going to the vacation in the Bahamas. I'm not there yet. I'm going there, but I ain't there yet. When I get there, we gonna figure it out. We at 147. Let's figure out what we gonna do at 147. We need champions. You fighting these dudes that ain't got no title. When we gonna unify? When we gonna unify? You sitting there right there, rolling. You said it, left. Trill.
We got 2 belts.
You just said he
is vacant right now.
You said none of them dudes at 147 can hang with him. You said none of them dudes okay, cool. Give us a champion. Get Rolly. Get that belt off of. We'll take that WBA. We'll get elevated so we can get that out the way. Now we just gotta go get that IBF. Cool. And that WBC. We don't want nobody who's not a champion. We done building. You got your build up. You got the build already. You made your name off boots.
Are you done? Are you done? So with that being said,
don't do me like that.
Now, with that being said, Teofimo Lopez moving up to 147. Mr. Woodson, how you feeling about that?
It's gonna be hard to follow Cap after that, but man, anytime Teofimo Lopez step in that ring, man, I can't bet against Teofimo Lopez. If Teo get in there with Brian Norman, Teo is such a special talent. I don't think people understand how gifted, because I know we get caught up in a lot of his antics, and he puts you in a position where he gives you other things to dislike him for. So you find a way to take away from what he does in the ring, and that just makes you a hater. But when you just come from a middle ground perspective, man, Teofimo Lopez is one of the most gifted fighters that's ever stepped in the ring. That's just without question. So if Teofimo Lopez get in there with Brian Norman, Brian Norman ain't gonna just lay down for him. But the same thing that I was saying about Devin Haney, Teo has an extremely decorated resume. So I personally think that Teofimo Lopez is gifted enough to where he could just walk from 140 and go up to 147 and fight a champion.
Definitely. Well, we know how you feel. We know how you feel.
What is that? Who put that? I didn't type that. Who put that up? Who put that chat up on the screen like that, man?
He got hacked, man.
How that happen, man? It's true. You trying to bring up guys from? Look, you talking about he gonna come up. Well, when he come up, we'll deal with it. But right now, he's not a mandatory for the WBO at 147. Let him deal. He got 140 business. Let's get these guys. We got Rashidi Ellis. We still got Josh Taylor hanging around. We got you got Connor Ben is ranked number 3 in the WBC.
I was gonna bring, that was next. That was the next guy I was bringing up.
Come on.
That's the next guy I was gonna talk about. We got Connor Ben. Connor Ben. What do you think about a fight between Connor Ben and Brian Norman Jr.? I think that would be, if this is the same Connor Ben that did what he did against Eubank, even though he came up short. If he can have that same type of energy, him and Brian Norman Jr., I think could put on a fight of the year type of fight. What do you guys think about that?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Before I forget, because we were originally talking about Brandon Lee. Brandon Lee won by unanimous decision.
Yeah, he just won.
Congrats to him. And I'm also going to shout out his opponent Araujo for making all 8 rounds. It looked like he came off of a layoff. 38 years old. We know that that Top Rank Boxing has it in for the older fighters. So I want to give him a shout out, congratulate him for not going out and getting embarrassed on
Yo, you're
national
making
TV.
me feel old, man. You're making me feel. You made a comment earlier too, man, and I kind of let you pass on it.
Oh, what happened?
You know
No, I'm the same age. I'm 36.
Pass on it, man. I let you pass on it, man. You started to make me feel old. Where you was like, oh yeah, I'm old. I've been around. I'm 36 years old and all that. I'm like, man, you still young. You still a young.
You doggone right. You about to make me flip this table. You doggone right. 36. That's right. You know that there's like an ageism in boxing. So yeah, we got to really. That's what I like seeing older guys. You know, I like that they're breaking that narrative, because there's some older fighters that can still go and put belt to you know what. So
yeah.
But if you could you ask me that question one more time so I can answer?
I was talking about Conor Benn.
Conor Benn, yeah.
Conor Benn and Brandon Norman Jr. I said that I believe that has the chance to be fight of the year.
Oh man. Okay, yeah. 100%. You put the Destroyer in there. People don't understand how much of a monster Conor Benn is. And yeah, I understand that he got popped dirty. But honestly, in boxing, when you're at that level, who isn't? Somebody getting popped for something.
Floyd didn't.
Floyd.
Cotto didn't. Cotto didn't.
We're not going now. What about Floyd taking the IV and it's illegal? But it was in Las Vegas,
man,
so they let it pass.
Plenty fighters didn't get popped.
Yeah, but when you take an IV, it flushes your system out of what could possibly be in there in order to beat the post fight tests. I'm not saying I don't believe Floyd ever cheated, but that is a form of cheating, though. He might not have popped dirty, but that is popping dirty if you took an illegal IV. I know there are levels, but it's very easy at that top level to fall into something. So like Conor Benn's a dog, man. I mean, I understand that Chris Eubank Jr. was weight drained and everything, but you saw the problems he was giving Chris Eubank Jr.
What?
147. Well, he campaigns at 147. He was at 147 before he got popped dirty for the PED. So he was out of boxing for almost 2 years. That was part of the reason why him and Eubank came with that catch weight, and where it was closer to 156. Because he was like 156, and then Chris Eubank Jr. was about 159. So he campaigns. I'm talking to Ryan Frazier, by the way. What's up, man? Thanks for watching. You is what makes us go. You make our world turn. So thank you for joining us, man. First time ever seen you. Can't wait to see you again. But yeah, he campaigns at 147, but he popped dirty for the PED, and he was out for almost 2 years. So he fought at 147 before Chris Eubank, and then they decided to do the battle of the names, the family squabble, and now he's campaigning. He's going to move up to 154 eventually, but Conor Benn campaigns at 147, and Conor Benn is disciplined enough to make 147. He don't need a PED to make 147. They probably pull something to give him like some type of strength advantage, because for 147, Conor Benn is very muscularly dense. So you know how stuff can go over there in the UK. Something happened over there, but no. Conor Benn would give Brian Norman Jr. problems, man. You want to talk about World War III? We would see a preview of it if those two brothers get in the ring.
Yeah,
they gonna need the doggone National Guard in there. They gonna need the whole Las Vegas Police Department in there for those brothers to separate them, man. 12 rounds wouldn't be enough for them two. somebody either get knocked out or they're gonna have to go back to 15 rounds for them two brothers.
Definitely. We got a heavyweight fight about to start here on the card. Polish heavyweight coming in. I believe both of them are Polish guys, both undefeated.
Wow.
I'm not familiar with these two gentlemen.
Yeah, I've never seen them either, but man.
But listen, I've been watching this besides this fight with Brandon Lee, there was some knockouts because this ring is so small. If you look at this ring is really, really tiny.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. There's no running.
Yeah, that looked like an 18.
There's no running in this ring.
Yeah, that looked like an 18 by 18.
So this is an unbeaten all Polish fight right here.
Yes.
All Polish fight. So
but I mean it's an all Polish crowd as well. There's a Polish crowd as well, you know. So this is gonna be entertaining because there ain't no running. There's no running.
Eastern Europeans, man.
Anthony, man, you mentioned that you was a fighter. What weight class did you fight at?
I'm a heavyweight myself. I'm still actually I'm inactive right now, but I'm getting back to the point where I'm going to start campaigning again myself.
That's dope. That's what I like to hear. So we're gonna get your expertise on what's going on with this fight right here, this heavyweight fight.
Okay. Yeah, these heavyweights are something else, man. All it takes is one punch. But one thing that heavyweights definitely do have a bad habit with is head hunting, and that's one thing that I've learned, that the key to a good heavyweight is body work, because the more you put, as Teddy Atlas say, the more water you put in the basement, you cause a flood. The arms start to drop down, and then the head becomes open. Because as much as you want to go for the knockout, and obviously you want to punch somebody in the face, but if you use your mental game, when you think about it, the body is a much bigger space. You can hit anywhere, and the goal is to hit anywhere. That's one thing that a lot of fighters don't usually get taught anymore, and that's something that I've recently learned myself in my in the early aspects of my career, that you hitting the body everywhere, it raises up the anxiety of your opponent, which will make them start to overthink because they don't know where your punches are coming from. So whoever does the better body work, to me, I believe is going to be the one who's going to come out with the win. Now, I do see that one is on the stockier side, and then you got a taller one on the other side. So the taller one is definitely going to be sitting behind his jab, or at least he should. I don't know if he will. I've never seen these brothers fight, but the taller one is definitely should be sitting behind his jab, and the stockier one can be deceiving, but he's probably going to be the more aggressive one. He's going to looking like he's going to have to start walking the brother down, and he's going to just have to. He looks just aesthetically, he looks like he's rough. He look like he don't play. He look like he comes to fight. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and respect that he's going to bring it to the tall brother. But I think the tall one is going to be sitting on the outside, and he's going to be trying to pick him apart. So for the shorter one, he's definitely going to have to go to the taller one's body to take his legs away. You take the taller fighter's legs away, then it takes a snap out of their jab because they don't have the same confidence that they had when they were fresh. So I truly believe body work is going to make or break this fight.
Yeah, definitely. I was just gonna ad lib when you was talking. It's like most famously, what people can remember is when you was talking about being on the back foot. You can say like how Ali and Frazier, how those guys compared. You can see how these guys' body shape is as well. We could use that as a comparison. What Frazier had to do was to get inside, while Ali was trying to stay outside and use that jab. You know, so basically, this is what the tales of the tape. You know, for Mr. Anthony Woodson, who is a heavyweight contender himself, you know, stepping back in the ring, you know. So it'll be dope. That's dope. Um, yeah, fight is starting right now. There's a lot of other things going on in the boxing world right now. We just had one of the, a big press conference just recently between Saul Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford. Everybody's excited about this fight. But actually, before I actually talk about that fight, while we're still talking about heavyweights, I want to talk about Alexander Usyk, who is my man, by the way, against Daniel Dubois. You know, um, I've been on the record, with my criticisms of Daniel Dubois, but I respect everything he did. He shocked me when he went in there against AJ. I thought that AJ was gonna, win, or make this kid quit, but it didn't happen that way. Daniel Dubois showed he had, something to prove that night, and he put AJ on his pockets. I think him going in there with Alexander Usyk once again, I think that he's going to end up probably quitting or losing again to Alexander Usyk. I just think that Alexander Usyk is a generational talent. I just think the skills that he possesses, his footwork and the way his work ethic, and just man, listen, I'm a fan of Alexander Usyk, man. I just think that this is his era as far as with the heavyweights is concerned.
Yeah,
The only person that could beat him is him. And I feel like after this fight and he regains this IBF belt and becomes undisputed once again, I think that he should ride off in the sunset. But I want to talk to you guys about your opinion on this fight. Since you're the heavyweight expert right now, I'm gonna start with you. How do you feel about Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dynamite Dubois?
man. I just want to echo what you said about Alexander Usyk, man. People don't understand how phenomenally just like the man is borderline mythical. Let's just call a spade a spade. If you saw how he handled the cruiserweight division, first and foremost, and the thing about Usyk is he translated every skill that he took from that he learned in the cruiserweight division and he brought it up to the heavyweight division, and he brought it to the point where it went back to the throwback heavyweights, where because we fell into this trap. All heavyweights have this trap in their head where they feel as though they have to get the biggest, they have to be the biggest that they could possibly get to have a chance, because the Klitschko brothers had a lot to do with that. You had Lennox Lewis, who was a giant heavyweight in the late 90s, early 2000s, and then when he went off into the sunset, taking your words, the Klitschko brothers, both of them, Vitaly and Vladimir, both dominated the heavyweight division for about 10 years. So from that aspect, a lot of heavyweights thought that they had to get big. It's just you just start grabbing this tall brother here from this sport, teach them how to punch, and you might have the next heavyweight champion, or we're gonna get the most muscled up guy. You might get a George Foreman, or the closest American that we've had to George Foreman was Shannon the Cannon Briggs, but he didn't have the skill set to combat the Klitschko brothers. So we had this thing where all heavyweights had to be big and blown up, but I'm glad that Usyk came along, brought it back to the 70s, 80s, and 90s, where every heavyweight was mobile, every heavyweight had dynamite in both hands, and every heavyweight from the 90s, the names, all of them had chins. And when you look at Usyk, he has all of that. And the way Usyk doesn't have one punch knockout power that you would assume the heavyweight champion is going to have, but Usyk knocks you out in the mental game. So he peppers you with every punch from every different angle that you're not used to seeing with heavyweights. Because a lot of heavyweights, that was AJ's problem. That was AJ's problem, is that his style was appropriate for the heavyweights of today, but then we didn't know that this Ukrainian throwback was coming in. We didn't know that there was a Ukrainian Evander Holyfield out here that could bounce around on his feet, could throw punches from any angle. I saw Loma in the comments. Yeah, heavyweight Loma. Like nobody thought that there was going to be no heavyweight Ukrainian Loma. There was going to be this Ukrainian Loma heavyweight out here doing everything Loma can do at 230 pounds. So with that being said, his style overwhelms today's heavyweights because most heavyweights don't train for that style. Most heavyweights are very flat-footed. They lift too much weights. They don't have as much fluidity in their punches anymore. Everything AJ is before Usyk came along, we thought AJ was the greatest heavyweight of this era, and he had every right to be considered as such, right? But the thing with Anthony Joshua was he never developed past. He never left his amateur style in the amateurs. Anthony Joshua dominated because of how athletic he was. We got to call a spade with AJ as well. The London Olympics, he's an Olympic heavyweight. Then he's 6'6". He's a good-looking guy. He's got the whole package. Europe gravitated to him. He did his part. He handled his business. He became a champion in 15 fights. But he never developed enough to be able to uphold the success that he got. He did just enough to get by. But people didn't think that Usyk was actually going to show up. There were rumblings about Usyk coming back in 2000. Usyk was saying that whoever's the heavyweight champion, when I move to the heavyweight division, I'm coming and I'm taking that belt. He went to Great Britain and took that belt from AJ. And then he took it from him the second time when they went and fought in Riyadh. When the fix was in, where they were trying to get AJ the belt back because AJ's the cash cow, AJ's the name, right? So Usyk has always fought on the bigger names grass. Usyk has never fought in Ukraine, so he has too much experience. So I took us on a little walk, held hands along the way, but I said all that to say that Usyk has too much experience going back to his Olympic years up to his cruiserweight years of becoming undisputed in the cruiserweight division, and then bringing that experience up to the heavyweight division. He just has too much experience. It's not that Daniel doesn't have the ability, but he's not going to have an answer for the possibility of him possibly in his mind getting robbed again. They're still not over the fact that he got robbed in their mind, they believe he got robbed the last time. So that demon is going to be in the back of his ear whispering. So it's like Usyk's got him in the mental game already because Dubois thought that he had him beat, and he's going in not as the champ. He's going in to prove that he got robbed, because even his trainers are still talking about the fact that Usyk cheated them with the low blow. So I just think that it's a mental battle. Like even when you see their face-offs, right? Dubois is so quick to put his hands on Usyk, and Usyk is just standing there quiet because Usyk's got those. He's just got that disposition that just because he's got that quiet confidence. Like you got somebody who could stand face to face with Tyson Fury, 6'9", 290, leaning his body on you at a face-off, head to head, and Usyk at 6'3", putting his head back in Tyson Fury's head, like what you want to do? We could do this right here if you want. Like Usyk has no fear. Like that's what I'm saying. Like we're watching Eastern Europeans on Top Rank right now. Those Eastern Europeans are built different, man. They were all one country before the USSR, and then they all got broken up, and a lot of those countries have been suffering ever since. Like a lot of people don't understand how hard it is in Eastern Europe. Like you got Jokic in the NBA. Like you got all these Eastern Europeans coming over to the NBA and dominating. Like the Eastern Europeans act like they have like a brothers mentality. They have like a Mexican, like a struggling Hispanic mentality where they come from the hardest and toughest places. And when they get to where they get, they ain't gonna let nobody take it from them. Like you got to kill them to take it. So I don't think Dubois has that in him to where it's like, you got to kill me to take this belt.
Yeah, we seen that with him quitting, a numerous amount of times. My nickname for him was Triple Knee. Kev, swinging that to you. Same question. Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois. How do you feel?
I mean, Usyk, Dubois already lost him one time, so yeah, we've seen what Dubois did to AJ, but I'm just not sure that the caliber of people that he's fought, and I don't know that he has the pedigree that Usyk has either. So I don't see Dubois winning that fight. I see it being competitive. I see it being a very high level fight, but I see that Usyk has just way too much skill set for Dubois. I believe he might be faster. He's better on his feet, and he's got enough pop because he put Tyson down too. So I believe Usyk will win that fight, and if he wins that fight, is there anything else left for him to do? He already fought AJ. He already fought Dubois twice. He fought Fury. I mean, who else is left?
Um, there's this 20-year-old kid over there, the heavyweight Moses Atama. I think they're gonna try to fast track him.
Oh
I
man,
think
stop
I
it.
think they're gonna try to. I think they're
They're
gonna
gonna ruin
try.
him.
They're either gonna try to wait till Usyk leaves, or they might fast track him because that kid over Moses Atama, like he's a throwback heavyweight too. Like he's like 6'3", 220. Like he can move. He's got power in both hands. Like they're kind of hyped. They're kind of hyping that kid up over there to kind of take AJ's spot. So Frank
Nah,
Warren, might try to fast track that kid to go after Usyk. You
nah,
never know.
nah. He's gonna have to move up too fast in the rankings to even be in a
Yeah.
position to fight Usyk.
Well, they
Man, that's
trying to get him a
nowhere.
title shot already.
He's
How
nowhere
you
near
guys
a
feel
position
about
to
this
fight.
promotion for that fight for this Alexander Usyk Daniel Dubois? I feel like this promotion has been a little bit lackluster, non-existent. Is it just me or am I bugging?
No, you're not. But that's how it is over there. You got two European fighters, so and then they got Riyadh, so it's kind of like they already got it in the bag in their minds. So they're just kind of taking
And they're
this with
doing
a
it
very
in Wembley.
clandestine. Right? Yeah, they're doing it at Wembley. Okay, so they just got a very clandestine approach about it, where it's like, well, we're gonna do the bare minimum, but the fight sells itself. Dubois just knocked AJ out in front of 90,000 people, and then Usyk took care of Tyson Fury again twice in a row. So they're going off of merit more than hype.
So we're all in agreement with Alexander Usyk becoming once again the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
Two-time undisputed heavyweight champion, man.
Moving right along. As I've been watching this fight here, and it was just as you said, the taller guy, he's trying to use his distance, using his jab, and he's throwing that right hand. He's dropped the right hand on him a couple of times on the shorter guy.
Yeah.
And he's keeping the distance with that. It's a matter of time. It looks like one of them right hands is gonna land. But it's a competitive fight. He's not quitting on himself.
Right.
Both guys is from Poland. They got as a huge Polish crowd right there.
From what I see, the shorter brother's not. He's stuffing himself. It's like he's kind of doing his opponent's job for him, because if his opponent, the tall one's already got the reach advantage, and you're stepping in too close to where you can't even get your shots off, it's like how you said, the tail of the tape, and he's taking no disrespect, but he's taking the little tape that he has away, because he's not touching him. He's trying. See, right on cue. He's wrestling him. He's trying to rough him up. He's trying to intimidate him. 100%. He's not punching in. He should be punching in. Yeah, there you go. See that body shot? That's what he needs to be. Yeah, he's got to do that enough, but he's got to start throwing overhands. It just scare. What part of it is, it's not always about hitting. What I've learned is you just put that mug out there just to let him know that you're willing to throw it, so then it'll be in his head. When you're fighting a tall dude like that, and the overhand is the shorter fighter's best friend if he's an inside fighter, because just because you're short doesn't mean that you have to be an inside fighter, because there are some outside fighters that are 6 feet, 6'1", 6'2", but his game, he's a wrestler. So
it seems like he's coming in. He's not using his jab. I was hoping that maybe
100.
he can use the double jab and then the overhand right hand, and probably try to set up the overhand right hand with the double
100.
jab, or at least try to go to the body with the jab instead of just walking in with his hands high. That's what he's doing,
Exactly.
and then getting punched. He's not giving him much back. He's actually just being a punching bag in there right now.
Yeah.
And he's getting chopped where he's getting hit with that right hand.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah, I don't know how many people are watching this like we are, but yeah, he was letting his hands go for a little bit, but he's not doing it enough, to your point. Like he's gassing out. That's the, like you said, is unfortunately a matter of time. He doesn't look like he's conditioned enough. That happens.
We need Hrgovic. We need Hrgovic.
The boy put a hurt. We talk about Triple D. He put a hurting on Hrgovic when they fought.
Sure did.
He put a hurt.
But he had a fight recently, and he came back and put hands and feet and beat that man post to pillar to post.
Who did he? Anybody that we know, or just was it like a tune up? I hate that term, by the way, but it's the thing when you're named tune up. I hate that because anybody can hurt you. But when you're named
in these Twitter streets, I fight a lot of tune-ups in the inboxes. You know what I mean? I got beef in them Twitter streets, so a lot of these guys tune-ups to me when it comes to this fight game. So
Brandon Lee needs you Brandon Lee can use you as his promoter. How we're going.
I'll be telling Trill, these guys are terrible at marketing. I mean, just garbage, man. I'm serious.
Definitely.
A lot of these guys
they need to hire you.
Look at Munguia. Munguia, I love going off on Munguia because he's terrible for the sport. He's terrible. Like, he's just garbage. He's got a terrible haircut. We never see him with a good look. I mean, terrible haircut. He looked like a Mexican Buzz Lightyear. We never see this dude as much money as this guy's got. We never see him with no bad chicks. We never seen him with a good, solid girlfriend.
What are you talking about? He's married.
You know
Isn't he married?
We ain't never seen his wife. We don't know what she looks like.
Kids, come on, Kev.
He got kids. This how bad he is, Trill. This how bad he is at marketing. We didn't even know this man got kids.
Yeah.
He got a kid and a wife?
Yeah.
Damn, bro, they never. I'm telling you, worst marketing ever. We don't know nothing about this man.
We saw him at the Canelo fight. They were in his locker room with Canelo when he fought Canelo.
They did like this. It was like 2 seconds on the family and then back to the fight.
You're right, Trey.
Like,
Kev is legendary. I'm trying to tell you.
We don't never see him in no luxury cars. He never got no chains on.
He don't never got no chains on.
He don't got no chains on. We don't see no Munguia chains. Like, bro, we don't see him with no rappers or norteño singers.
No,
like,
man, we don't need no rappers, man. Get out of it. No.
Bro, my man is
how much trouble Joe gets
you know that man is ugly. That man is ugly, bro. And you got to have some type of good looks to be a star in boxing. My man is ugly. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be the one to tell you, my man is ugly. Me and Trill could turn professional and get farther because we're good-looking men than Munguia has ever gotten in his 20+ years.
You're telling the truth with that. I mean, that's why you ain't. That's why you're not a champion, because you be out here like Oscar.
You know what I mean?
Puerto Rican
me
Oscar.
Me and Trill finna jump off the bench and get us one of these minor world titles and whatnot. You know what I mean? I'm finna beat up. Hey, I'm finna beat up one of these Twitter dudes. I'm finna beat up one of these Twitter dudes, and then I'm gonna go professional and start cracking skulls and get me one of these minor world titles.
What's his name? He was a dope fighter back in the day. He's got the Vargas. You look like you one of
Fernando?
You look like you one of the lost Vargas, to be honest.
Yo, Fernando had it going on. The girls love Fernando. The girls would show up for Fernando.
Fernando Vargas, Hall of Famer, well deserved. That's my man.
Yes, one of the best ever.
Yeah, all them dudes, man. Roy Jones.
Look, I remember when he fought Tito. Man. Tito was like, man, you a baby, man, but he showed so much heart. He showed tremendous heart in that fight against Tito Trinidad, man. I remember that fight like it was yesterday. But yeah, once again, we had something else that occurred. in boxing news. You know, we had
What happened?
Canelo, Saul Alvarez, and Terrence
Yeah,
Bud
yeah, he brought.
Crawford.
Yeah, he mentioned that.
The
Man,
first
finna
official
whoop that.
press conference.
Whoop that.
You know what I'm saying?
He
Okay,
finna
Kev, what
whoop
we
that
talk about,
man.
Kev? Like, how you feeling, man?
He
You just
finna
jumping
whoop
up there.
that man.
Who
Ah,
you going
ah.
for?
Canelo finna whoop that man. What you mean?
Okay,
Hey,
okay.
that Canelo looked him in the face and said, "No, you not. No, you not. You not finna do none of that you talking about." And when that man is serious, Canelo is dangerous. When he look at you dead in his face and he says what he says, that man is dangerous, bro. I'm telling you, he gonna make a statement on he gonna send him back to Omaha.
He got.
Probably gonna get him some life insurance from Mutual of Omaha. You know they out there in Nebraska.
Oh,
He probably gonna. I'm telling you, he gonna have to retire and get him one of these little corporate jobs over in Nebraska. It's over for him. Over.
I just
Shout
hope.
out to
I just hope
everybody
what he
locked
did to
in
Errol
right now.
Spence don't spin the block for him, because
Mm-mm.
that was rough. That was rough. That was rough seeing Errol in there with Terrence when all that happened. So I hope it don't spin the block and then Canelo be Terrence and Terrence be Errol. That's what I'm nervous about.
Shout out to
I'm
everybody
nervous.
that's tuning in with us right now. I just checked a little bit. We got like over 100 people locked in with us right now, just chopping it up with us, just talking boxing. That's what we're doing. Just giving you our
Hot 100.
unbiased opinion on boxing. Once again, you already know who I am. I'm the commissioner, aka
Oh
Trill.
yes,
I got
the
Capital Kev,
commish.
and I got Anthony Woodson in here in the building with us. And you know, heavyweight contender getting back in the ring. So we want to give him much love. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
Sirski.
Much respect, man. It takes a lot
Man,
for a fighter to get in that square circle and do their thing, man. So I have nothing but
no
respect
lies
to you.
told there, brother.
You know what I'm saying? We here watching this heavyweight battle between two Polish fighters. But once again, before we, get back and dive into this fight where we're seeing this, I asked a question about how do you guys, feel? We see Kev, Kev was, legendary by saying, he think that Canelo is gonna, beat Bud. How do you feel, Anthony? How do you feel about Bud's chances against, the pound for pound 168 undisputed champion, Saul Canelo Alvarez?
Man, this is this is a hard one for me, because as gifted as Terrence is, the only thing that I'm concerned about for him is the weight class.
It's right on the button. Right on the button. Took the
That's
words
the
right
only
out of
thing.
my mouth. That's what I've been saying, man. I've been saying the same thing. Just to add to what you're saying, I've been telling anybody that will listen. I'm old school. You said you're 36. I got about 10 years on you.
Man,
Black don't crack. So yeah, like I
man,
was saying, I was saying, but if anybody can do it, if anybody had the skills to do it, right? I see that Bud can do it, right? But I'm one of those guys that they make weight classes for a reason.
100%.
And I think that we seen a little bit, and he had a little bit of trouble when he moved up to 154. Now
Yep.
you're going up 2 more weight classes without giving yourself a chance to get acclimated, or giving yourself a chance to go at a guy at 160 or get a tune up at 168.
Yeah.
You're going straight into the Lions Den with the number one guy at 168, the undisputed champ.
Undisputed champ, who has fought at 175
as well.
Was a champ up there too.
And this is different. I get it. I was even thinking about, I was having a conversation with a couple of brothers on the Twitter space, and we was talking about the size, how the size that night is going to even be crazy. People look at the height and they say that, Terrence Crawford is a little bit taller than Saul and stuff like that. People don't realize that Canelo is real compact. He's real compact. He's real dense. He's a solid
body density. Yeah. Yes.
Exactly.
Took the words right out of my mouth, man.
It's going to pose a lot of issues for Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford might come in that night if, like I was saying, he probably won't even weigh out at 168. He probably come in weighing at 165 or something like that.
Yeah,
If
some
not,
Floyd stuff.
yeah. Then probably rehydrate up to 170, 171, 7. Maybe it's 175.
Near 200 pounds.
Let's just say 175. Canelo gonna come in here. We already know. I mean, Bud probably coming weighing 170.
Charlo went through.
You know he's gonna come in weighing like 170. The night of the fight, Canelo might come in weighing 180, 175 to 180.
We saw what Charlo went through. As soon as you start getting hit, it's a wrap.
I'm afraid I think the body is gonna be the weapon for Canelo. The body shot.
Does he get credit? Does he get credit for the fight though? If Canelo wins, does he get credit for the fight?
No, he's not.
They're never gonna. No, they're not gonna give him credit for this fight. No,
he's not gonna get any credit. But this is really to make Bud's name. This is the money. This is the money fight for both of them. But this is really only a legacy fight for Terrence. It's like every fight Canelo is in is a legacy fight for Canelo because he's a generational fighter. But this isn't a legacy fight for. No, it would be if he get in there with the Mexican Monster. That's a legacy fight for Canelo. That's if Canelo gets in there with the Mexican Monster.
Oh, David, yeah, that's a legacy fight right there.
That's a legacy fight.
This doesn't hurt. Yeah, I feel like this doesn't hurt Crawford if he loses.
No, it shouldn't.
This hurts Canelo if he loses, but it's a lose-lose for Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Either way, because if he loses, they're going to talk trash. If he wins, it still look like he brought up a small guy. Look, he's being a small guy. Where's Benavidez? Where's this guy? Where's this other guy? You know what I'm saying? That's what they're going to be calling for.
If you don't mind if I put this on you for a second, pause. My bad.
Yo, he said, if you don't mind me putting this on you, whoa, buddy. Yo, my man.
He caught himself.
I told you the rules before you got on here, Anthony. I told you the rules. This ain't that type of show. My man said, let me put it on you, Trill.
Thankfully, I did.
Is it okay if I put it on you, Trill?
Hey, why you gotta say my name?
Saying, my man's like, if you don't mind me putting it on you real quick, Trill. Like, damn.
Man. I did it to myself. I could have just kept going, but I'm like, no, that's
no, you good.
Yeah, man. But they're talking about possibly Chris Eubank Jr. is going to fight whoever wins this.
What?
Oh yeah,
they were talking about Chris Eubank Jr. I heard it on Talk Sport.
Oh, they need to Canelo need to fight Chris Eubank, man.
Chris Eubank Jr. People don't understand how cold Chris Eubank Jr. is, dog.
See, Chris is cold. I'm telling you.
So this will be Canelo on tour then, because this fight will probably be in the UK. So it'll be Canelo.
No, man.
This is easy.
No, but you know what? No, but for real though, they mentioned
can I put something on you?
But to Trill's point, though,
can I put something on you real quick, Trill? Can I put it on you, Paul?
This is gonna be a running thing from now on. I know this is gonna be a thing now. Look, hey, well at least I left something behind.
I had something to put on you, but you didn't give me a chance to tell you what it was. That's a real fight. That dude is ranked at 160. He's ranked across multiple sanctions by his top 5, top 10. So that's a real fight. What do you mean? Chris Eubank? Yeah, Chris Eubank is cold.
Chris Eubank is cold.
Yeah, but but we all know he ain't cold. You know what I'm saying?
My man,
we know what's gonna happen. We know what's gonna happen in that fight.
Chris Eubank is actually in the weight class of 160 and 168. He's actually in the weight class. He's actually athletic. He's he's got plenty to work with.
He's the 3-term.
Oh yeah, that's my man. That's my man now. That's our man. IBH is from the UK. I need my UK brothers to step up. That's a real fight. Better than Crawford. Like better than Crawford? He's athletic. He's got the pedigree. He's got Canelo never been to the UK. That's a big fight at Wembley or Tottenham Stadium. That's a big fight, man. That's a big fight. My man is athletic. Like he got dog in him. And he got dog in him. Like you saw what he did with Ben, all lethargic and dehydrated. Come on, man. We need that fight at 168. That's a good fight.
You know what, Kev? I'm with that, Kev. I'm agreeing with you because people haven't seen Canelo knock out somebody in a long time. So I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. You know, that's dope. I'm with you on that.
Wow, man. My man got no respect for the UK. No respect for the king of UK right now.
Well, unfortunately, though, he might be right, though, because, I mean, unfortunately, Beefy Smith knocked him out before. But anybody can get knocked out, though.
That was a fluke, man. And they were saying that was an elbow. They saying that was an elbow.
It wasn't. I'm saying, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm the biggest Chris Eubank fan around.
You know what's so crazy? I picked Beefy to win. I said I picked Beefy to win. I said Beefy just had his number. And then on the rematch, I said age is caught up to Beefy. Too many injuries and stuff like that.
Stop. You know you talking about one fight after?
Yeah. I'm saying like I thought he had one last hurrah in him. And he pulled it off. You know what I'm saying? I was on the show.
He looked trash in that ring.
You know, I got love for the Smith brother. Shout out to my man.
He aged in one fight.
He
aged in one fight. He aged in one fight. He aged in one fight. Yeah, my man got a spectacular knockout. But then when he fought the rematch, he all of a sudden aged.
Capital Kev. You're saying it like it's never happened before. Like a fighter has never
aged over one fight.
Well, it's never
happened before.
Well, what really happened with that though? Chris Eubank Jr. He went to Terrence. You know how it's funny how this thing circles all the way back to Bud Crawford. He went to Nebraska, and he was with Bomac that fight, the rematch. He left Roy Jones because that's one of the things that I hear is a little bit of a complaint, like an analytical complaint about Roy Jones. He a lot of his style. Roy Jones' style is a one of one. And it's kind of hard. It's like how you ever heard the saying, like when a great player becomes like a GM or a coach, they teach through that lens of how they played. You saw a lot of like you could still see some of Roy Jones and Chris Eubank Jr. today still. Like you still see it. Chris Eubank Jr. is an athlete, but
he's not athletic.
Roy Jones Jr. is a lowercase god of boxing. Like that's a lowercase G. That like
I'm gonna add to that. Because you're 100% spot on, and I'm gonna let you pick back up about Roy Jones because a lot of people really don't notice about Roy. Like Roy Jones was so athletically gifted, he did everything wrong in boxing and still made it look good. That's how athletically gifted he was.
If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Yeah, because that's how he was just that athletically gifted. Roy Jones was. So you can't teach that style. And once those gifts diminish just a little bit, we seen what happened.
Yeah.
We see what happened with Roy. You know, so Roy, you can't teach what God has given you. You know, you can't teach certain things.
Where's the organ? You're taking us to church right now. Where's the organ at?
Yeah.
No, you can't teach that. You can't teach that. You can't teach nobody else that because it's not going to work. It's not going to work for nobody else like that.
No.
You know, sticking your chin out and stuff like that. No, you was just different at that time. But once those reflexes just went just a little bit, he started getting caught by the likes of the Tavas and the Roman, the Glenn Johnsons, and so forth, and the Dannies and so forth. So you know. You just a second to what you were saying. Yeah, you can't teach what Roy Jones had.
It's like if you guys don't notice when Roy Jones fights, I don't know if you guys ever seen this is gonna sound like a pause again, so I'm gonna change it. The chicken fight.
Yeah. Chicken fight. Yeah.
Right. So that's how Roy Jones told the story about how he learned how to fight. he picked up a lot of his style from roosters.
Yeah, watching them fight.
So like when you watch Roy Jones fight, it's like you're watching if a chicken became a man for a night. That's pretty much what you see in there in the ring, and he has a very animalistic style that a lot of people like. Those guys kind of just fall out the sky, like those guys just these randoms. Like it's like, what is this? Like this isn't how boxing is supposed to be. So it's like because he teaches a lot of guys, but he's like training Kevin Newman right now. Kevin Newman II. Kevin Newman II honestly has some Roy Jones in him. Like if you look at Kevin Newman, like if you just go look at his Instagram and stuff and the way he throws hooks, like I saw him on my feet. It's like if there's anybody who could possibly emulate the Roy Jones style, the closest thing I could think could be Kevin Newman. But it's like Chris Eubank Jr. is extremely gifted, but then you got a DNA thing, because at the end of the day, he's Chris Eubank Jr., so he's gonna fight like his dad. So it's like he fights like his dad, even though he doesn't want to. It's like people kind of act like DNA is not a real thing. It's like when you look at Chris Eubank Sr. and you look at Chris Eubank Jr., it's like you see you see his dad in his style. So if Chris Eubank Sr. handled Jr. right, it wouldn't have taken all these years for Eubank Sr. to get back in his corner, because it's like only a man who created you can kind of teach you how to be your true self. And it's like you saw how inspired Eubank was with his dad in the corner. So if Eubank Jr. fights Canelo with his dad there, and Chris Eubank Sr. be a coach and not simply the best, because if you go back and look at Chris Eubank Jr.'s older fights, Chris Eubank Sr. prancing around all the time. Like he still was simply the best instead of like, okay, I'm dad and I'm coach now. So I hope with Senior back in his corner, he learned from those mistakes that he made, how he kind of overshadowed his son. Because Chris Eubank Jr. wouldn't be going all these different coaches if he had a more stable relationship with his dad. Like how you see Conor Benn, like his dad's in his corner, his dad's in his camps. They're not beefing. He supports his son, but he doesn't take the shine away from his son like Senior did. So it's like a lot of the times people don't understand the father and son dynamic, because you even saw it with Floyd. Like Floyd even had to kind of get from under Floyd Senior for a little bit, but Chris Eubank Jr. is trying to be Floyd, but that's what Floyd would have been. It's like when you look at Chris Eubank Jr., that would have been what Floyd would have been had Floyd not been as focused as he was. Because when you look at Chris Eubank Jr., he's like the British Floyd Mayweather. Like he has like the persona, the big money fights. Like Chris Eubank Jr. should have been a world champion a long time ago, but he takes the money fights over the fights for legacy. But now he wants those legacy fights now. So I hope he stays focused and he steps up to Canelo, and he gives Canelo some problems to where even though he might not become a champion, he might not do enough to take those belts from Canelo, but I hope he does enough to where he could be in contention for another one, like possibly if Canelo vacates and goes up to 175, because Canelo still wants Bivol. And if Bivol beats Better Biev, like I could see it to where Canelo pulls some strings to where he gets that undisputed 175 opportunity. So I hope that Eubank does enough to where he could be in the conversation to contend for the 168. If he can't beat Canelo, he'll still be right there when Canelo ends up leaving, because Canelo's getting to the age to where he's not going to be able to. That's how we were talking about Roy Jones, right? That's what messed Roy Jones up when he went to heavyweight, and then he went back down to 175 after that. That's when he really started to go down, how we said his skills diminished. It was when he went up to heavyweight, he won the heavyweight title, then he went back down to the 170, 175, and he was never the same after that. It came out of his own mouth. That's what did it to him. So
yeah, he was talking
that's
about
what
the
I
father.
think. If yeah.
Nah, that's dope. I was
Yeah,
also was thinking it was dope. You was keep bringing in the father dynamic, which is dope in boxing, and sometimes
yeah.
where it doesn't work. That's why I think the Devin Haney and Bill Haney relationship is really dope. You don't see no falling outs between them guys. A lot of people give Bill Haney slack or give Devin slack for having, they feel like, his dad speaks for him, and speaks up for him. And I had the opportunity to interview Bill Haney on his air, on his broadcast. You know what I'm saying? And we chopped it up. And I asked him, I said, do you think that hurts Devin, or do you think that does him a disservice that, you speak up for him and people don't think that, he's a man speaking up for himself? He said to me, which I thought it was real because I'm a father and a grandfather. He said to me, he said, Trill, he said, yo, that's my son. He said, that's my son. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, and I felt that. I said, nobody's gonna tell me this about my son and to calm down. So if you hear somebody saying something about your son, of course you're gonna jump out the window. This is not scripted. He said, this is my baby. This is my son. I sacrifice for him. You know what I'm saying? I love him with all my heart. This is even after boxing. So if somebody says something bad to him, I'm not calling him and saying, yo, Devin, he said this, I'm going to say this. No, I'm jumping out the window because that's my son. And I had to respect it. I
I
had to respect
100%. I'm 100% with you, man. Like, I just hope, as Devin starts to mature, that it's more of like a, because I'm with you, because I'm a father too. You know, I wouldn't want it to be where the public comes in and they cause them to fall out. I just hope that there's a little bit of like a succession of of power to Devin as he grows more into himself, to where they're more of a duo instead of Bill being the one behind the scenes and Devin's just a figurehead, so to speak.
it.
I just hope that they find some type of balance, because I don't want that. I don't want that. That's very admirable, like you said. That's not a very common thing. I don't want it. I don't want to see Floyd and his dad all over again. Like, that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
pretty bad. You know what I mean? So I hope that it will be Bill to be like, all right, Devin's growing up. He's developing. I'm always gonna be here, but I'm just gonna pull back just a little bit. Then that'll be cool. But no, I don't. If it wasn't for Bill, Devin wouldn't be here. That's it, literally and figuratively. Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like Devin, like Bill had him from the get go. Like, he had a plan, and that's what a father is supposed to do. And I'm about to start preaching in a second, but especially in America, we live in a society where the fathers are always at war to be diminished and discredited.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, definitely. You already.
I don't ever want to see a father get stripped of his influence over his son, as long as he's not putting his son in jeopardy and making him do things he shouldn't do.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Like, shout out to my son. My son just came home. He was a Marine. He did his time. He's home now. I'm glad that he is here. So shout out to my baby boy. We was gonna get into this fight right here. This was big. This was actually Capital Kev. He actually brought this fight to my attention. I didn't even know that this fight was on the
Maybe
undercard.
freestyling
But boy,
cups.
this should have been the main event. We got
Hmm.
Lorenzo and we got Mr. Tucker, John Tucker in here. This is going to be crazy. Simpson came in here with Calvin Ford with him. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be a great fight. Both of these guys had some animosity. I heard they almost got into it at the weigh-in. They was going at it with each other on Twitter. You know how these young fighters are nowadays. They don't even, they go at each other on Twitter. So by the time they see each other, there's no need for the press conference because they
Right.
already willing to, get it on and popping right then and there. But
Yep.
this
Yep.
is bad blood here. These guys, this is gonna be this is a crossroads fight for both fighters. Actually, it's like one of these guys, whoever wins this fight, is gonna be looked at as like that guy, the next contender. You know, could be going looking for contender status right here. These is like the surprising that both of these guys is in here right now. They both had tough losses against tough guys, you know. So this is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good fight. I can't wait to call this with you guys, and especially with you,
Yeah.
Capital Kev, because you brought this fight to my attention, man. So I want you to,
Um,
you know, lead the way. I know you got some talking points, man. Let us know about both
yeah.
fighters.
So former sparring partners. The origin of the grudge was an extended social media exchange that included conflicting tales of a recent sparring session. So these guys got beef and sparring. Simpson posted an image that appears to show him dropping Tucker during sparring, and they've been throwing haymakers online before making it to the ring. So, like you said, Simpson saying, "I'm glad I finally took the fight. He spoke on me. A lot of fighters try to paint this tough narrative, but at the end of the day, you know, we've got to fight." Jaheed Tucker, 14-1-1 with 6 knockouts, not known to be a big knockout guy. 22-year-old, Brooklyn-born fighter, home of Shushu Carrington and Hitchens. Moved to Long Island as a teenager, turned pro at Top Rank at age 17. And he's an orthodox fighter, 5'11", with a 1-inch height advantage over Simpson. So we've got that. And then Lorenzo Truck Simpson has been affiliated with Gervonta Tank Davis, of course, and 25-year-old southpaw from Baltimore, Maryland, turned 2018. Decorated amateur, did win the Youth National Championships gold medals, Pan American Youth Championships silver medal, and 6 national silver glove titles, actually. So won his first 13 professional bouts before hitting some adversity and getting lost. First loss was to Vladimir Hernandez, bounced back, stopped Trevin Smith in round 1. 60% knockout ratio, legitimate punching power. Last fought 11 months ago, less active than Tucker. So Tucker being the more active fighter of the two. So we got an orthodox versus southpaw. Tucker is the orthodox. Simpson is the southpaw. So we're going to see how these guys match up. Simpson's got power advantage with the 60% knockout rate, but Tucker's at 43%. And then as far as experience goes, Simpson turned pro 1 year, 9 months earlier, but Tucker has more rounds, 91 to be exact versus 65. So Tucker is the heavy favorite at a negative 330, I'm sorry. So there's a 75% win probability that he will win, while Simpson is a plus 250 underdog. So I'm actually going for Truck Simpson more than Jaheed Tucker, but we'll see who wins this fight.
Oh, his mic is.
Yeah, Trill, you got to unmute.
Oh, I apologize for that. You see, I just got the whole camera angle and all that fixed and ready and stuff like that. I didn't know what was going on. But yo, shout out to my man Eric from Up North Boxing, IBOXINGHUB Boxing, E-Money Bags. What's going on, man? I seen you was in the chat. Shout out to my man Tremendous Trey. I see you holding it down in the background. Shout out to you, and shout out to Ryan Frazier. He was here showing mad love, so I want to give you a shout out as well. And shout out to everybody watching right now. We got over 130 people tuning in with us right now with this watch along / recap. I got Anthony Woodson in here. I got Capital Kevin in here, and you know it's me, it's the commissioner. We holding it down. The fight is starting right now. What you seeing, Kev? We're just feeling each other out right now.
Yeah. Well, we got to catch up to you, Trill. They just we're catching up to you. Yeah, we're about 3 minutes behind. So yeah, right now we're just getting the fight started. I'm excited. This is a really exciting fight. I mean, both young guys, like you said, they are at a crossroads. Looks like Truck Simpson is the more decorated.
Where are y'all at right now? So I can probably want to get back down because this fight is getting started. Up and tough, little elbows thrown.
Round 1 just started for us, so we are at 2 minutes and 57 seconds.
Sure, so, I'm in the first round right now.
Got you. Yes, I need you to reel it back, big dog. Jaheed Tucker is promoted by Top Rank.
Are y'all behind? The last time, Kev, you had to fast forward your drink. Do you got to fast forward your
Yeah, it's gonna do it to me again though. I'm always. All right, let's do this. All right,
You on point?
I'm getting there. Okay, yeah, I'm on point round. 29 seconds left of round
Yep.
one, so we
Yep.
should be.
Yep.
Oh, we're good. All right.
It's basically a fill out round.
So Simpson does got 2 losses, unfortunately. Jahi does have 1. So we'll see. It is a crossroads fight. I don't believe Truck Simpson has a promotional deal. I've seen him a few times on OTX, I believe. So,
Yeah, you know, he got Calvin Ford in his corner. If everybody don't know who Calvin Ford is, that's the young man Javante Tank Davis, who is scheduled to have a rematch against Lamont Roach August 16th. You know?
I think Simpson is the more technically sound guy from what I saw. I didn't get to see a whole lot because we fast forwarded to catch up with you, but from what I was seeing, he seems like the more defensive sound fighter for sure. Want to shout out to everybody watching us live on YouTube and X Spaces. Make sure you follow me at Capital with Kev. Make sure you follow the Commissioner Anthony. Give them your socials so they can follow you.
Oh, you can follow me at Trey Woodson III on X and all other social media platforms. Trey Woodson III.
For those who don't know, Anthony is live in the studio with me. He's actually right next to me. I
What's
can
up,
look
dog?
at him. Live in studio.
Kev got to mind his manners. He in there with a heavyweight.
Man.
Kev got to mind his manners. You know what I'm saying? They make weight classes for a reason, Kev.
That's true.
You know
That's true.
Hey, he let me know who's in charge first thing when I walked in. Take your shoes off.
Hey man, I got good carpet, man.
Hey, he's got good everything in here.
I'm trying to preserve this carpet, man.
Capital Kevin, it's capital everywhere in here. It's all over the place, pristine.
So we are back.
You don't get in no trouble around here, boy.
Nah,
if you know what I'm saying.
I don't do none of that. I don't do none of that.
Yeah, we're back. We're back for round 2. You know, it's a dog fight. Both of these guys, they're not trying to let one guy get an inch. You know,
Jahi Tucker looks like really awkward. There's something really awkward about how he's fighting, man. He doesn't.
Yeah, you know, he got a dog in him. He got some dog in him too. You know.
It seems like Simpson has the better fundamentals.
Yeah, it does. I don't like the way that Tucker is leaning forward. He's susceptible to uppercuts, and I think the left uppercut is right there for him. He just shot it to the body of Tucker. Tucker went right back down to Lorenzo's body, went back upstairs and right down to the body. I like how he doubled up with the left to the head and left to the body.
Tucker's it's the footwork, Trill. It's the footwork, Trill. It just doesn't look good from. I know what you're saying. He definitely leaning forward, but that footwork just doesn't look good. You can see that when Truck is fighting, he's got proper space between the feet. He takes one step back, one step. Like it just the feet work is so much better from Truck than it is Jahi.
Yeah. He's trying to outdog. He's trying to outdog Lorenzo, but he's getting caught with some stuff. He's going to get caught in the exchanges, you know, with the counters.
Yeah, he will.
Lorenzo, if he gets a little too wild. But he's trying to outdog Simpson. That's what it seems like Tucker's trying to do. He's trying to outdog him right now. Try to get into his head.
But can he keep it up for 10 rounds? Because the way Tucker's fighting, the way Truck is fighting right now, picking his shots, making them count. I mean, I could see him lasting longer in the fight than Tucker is.
Oh yeah, definitely. He seemed like he's you know, but he's in there with, you know, oh, he just got caught though. Simpson just got caught with a big right hand from Tucker. He's shaking his head saying no, it didn't do no damage, but you know, he's seen it land. But he's coming back. He's coming back with something of his own. You know, he got a chance to be in there and spar with the likes of Tank and stuff like that. So, you know, he's used to being in the fire. So shout out to this young man. Yeah. He wasn't afraid of the contact. Both of these guys is showing that they're coming to fight. Tucker's just trying to show that he's the big dog in there. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to be the aggressor. He's trying to muscle him. He's trying to be the bully.
Tucker definitely. Tucker is
He's trying to
definitely
be the
trying to
bully.
bull him. He's definitely the more aggressive and
Yeah, he's
emotionally
trying to be the
convicted.
bully, but Simpson didn't get the memo. He's still there fighting his
No.
fight.
No, he did not. Yeah, apparently the beef was over. Somebody got their girl took at the Waffle House in Baltimore, and so I don't know which one it is got their girl took, but that's basically what they're fighting about. So,
Man, I'm
And
telling
we,
you, it's
we,
always women, man.
and we see Tucker
somebody
right here
what?
with the mind
Somebody
games.
got their girl took at Waffle House
It's
in
What do
always
you think
women,
Baltimore.
about
man.
that?
God,
What
dog.
do you
You
think
can't
about
live.
that,
You can't live
Anthony?
without
Can
them.
I ask you, Anthony?
Somebody,
What do you think about that? Say if you got a guy like you see Tucker. Since this fight started, we're in the third round. He hasn't sat down on his stool. By the beginning of the round, he was already up, bouncing, ready to go to the center of the ring. Do you think that plays any part on the mental war game with Samson?
Oh, 100%. That was one of well, originally, you made me think about George Foreman when you brought that up. It wasn't a part of his idea to intimidate people by standing, because when he came back in the second time, he stood up because obviously he was older. So, the more you sit and you cool down, you get tighter. So he stood up. But just imagine you sitting there, you just get in a dogfight for 3 rounds, right? Or 3 minutes, and then you go back to your corners, and then you're sitting, you're getting all this tension, and you seeing that killer across the ring, and he's just standing there, staring into your soul, waiting for you to come back and meet him in the center. It definitely plays a role, because then you start questioning yourself. You're like, man, what did he do that I didn't do? Why am I over here whipped and winded, and he's ready to come at me again? So yeah, it definitely is a mental thing.
Yeah.
I would like to see Truck just really control with that jab. I don't really, if he could really just watch his range with that jab, poke it out, he could really stop a lot of momentum. But I don't see him throwing the jab. I see him just trying to play the inside game, and I'm not sure that's the game
Man, he's
that
ripping those uppercuts
he
in
needs
there
to be
though.
playing.
He's sneaking them in.
Yes, but he could be so much better on the outside with the jab.
Simpson hit Tucker with 2 back-to-back uppercuts, with the right hand, and he was getting off on Tucker just right now. Right now, I got him winning this round. Believe it or not.
Tucker's like smothering his work. That's what I don't like that I'm seeing, man. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's what he was doing a lot.
He's having a distance problem.
Yeah, it seemed like he was doing good in the second round.
Yeah.
The first round the second round I gave to Tucker, but the first and the third, so far with the third, I've been giving it to Simpson, but I gave him the first one as well. But this round here, so far I'm giving it to Simpson on this round. I gave the second round to Tucker.
Truck got to stay on the outside and just.
Are you gentlemen scoring this fight as we go?
I'm eye testing it. I'm doing the eye test. No, I'm not scoring. Are you scoring it?
Yes, I am.
Oh, I'm not scoring it now. Yeah, so
I say Simpson won the first one and Tucker won the second one because of how aggressive he was.
Exactly. I got this. That's what I got on my scorecard.
Well, if that whole story about somebody's girl getting took is true, by the way they're fighting, I could tell who's the one that got the girl taken. If that's true.
Who?
Hit him with the uppercut, and then look, I know
who's the one more emotionally. The one who did the taking don't have nothing to be emotional about.
It was just good counterpunching.
My man, look. They said that Truck was ordering a sirloin and eggs breakfast. That's USDA choice sirloin, about 5 ounces. When Jahi came in, hit him with that right, and took his girl and walked out with a peanut butter chip waffle, and syrup was just everywhere. Girls got taken, some chains probably got snatched. Syrup was all over the place.
He ran out to him. He ran out to the center of the ring.
That's what the rumor in the streets is.
He's trying to break him down. He's trying to break him down. He's probably trying to put that mindset on that dog on him, trying to bully him. That's what he's trying to do. That's what the young man Tucker's trying to do. Can he keep it up?
That girl ain't squat, whoever she is, that caused it.
Can he weather the storm?
Got his girl took over some pecan waffles, Trill.
Well, it looked like Tucker. Well, from the way this fight's going, Tucker was the one who was on the receiving end of all that. Because Simpson fighting like he got it already. Is they say that boxing is a mirror of life, and you can when you got it, when you think you got it, you can even tell by the style of a fighter when they really feel like they got it and when they don't. Because you look at Simpson, just from the aesthetics, like he looked like he feels like he's that dude, and Tucker fights like he's got something to prove. So
yeah,
that's right. just from the way the fight's looking. Like they both definitely had tough upbringings, but Tucker's fighting with a serious chip on his shoulder. That's why there's a little bit of slop in his game, because there's a lot of emotion, and he's just kind of throwing everything out the window right now. He just want to hurt Simpson. So
yeah, he's fighting. He's not boxing.
Yeah, 100%.
Not a boxing man. He's fighting. This is a fight for him.
This is
a little bit of the elbow. He's not listening to the ref. He do a little bit of the forearm in there.
Yep. Yeah, he got some of that. He got some of that Ezra Charles going in there right now. He's going back to the 19. He looked like 1945 in there, and that's not a bad thing either. Like he's fighting like them old school brothers that used to fight till somebody drop, and that's it. Like there were no rounds back then. You got knocked down, and you get up. Round 1, round 2, however, not how many knockdowns it take. Like he's got, and this isn't a bad thing. He's got a. And I like it. He's got a nasty style. Like he fights with emotion. He fights with passion. Like,
yeah, he do right now. I think his energy right now is taking his work, but it seems like the cleaner work is from Simpson.
Simpson, 100%.
100%.
Simpson is far more precise. That goes into what I'm saying. Like Simpson is fighting with confidence. Come on. Like anybody who's got Grants on, like they think they're that dude. Like we know the Grant glove is like the cream of the crop glove, right? That's just a fact. So anybody who got you can kind of tell the personality of somebody based on, or kind of like the story of someone based on even what they wear. Like you can kind of, he got OnlyFans on his shorts. Like that kind of tell you what kind of dude he is. And that's not a judgment. It's just kind of like like you're just kind of reading the personality.
He hurt Tucker to the body.
Jahi
hurt Tucker to the body.
Sponsored by Waffle House. I don't know if you saw. On the
I was about to ask if that's why
Jahi Tucker is sponsored by Waffle House. That's why you're seeing this.
You see, I'm tuning Kev out. I'm tuning Kev out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you got to get with it.
He got a sponsorship by Waffle House.
This is nasty.
He got his girl took over some pecan waffles.
That's the Kill Bill outfit. He got the Kill Bill outfit on. He's paying homage to Kill Bill because he's coming out.
He got his girl took at the Waffle House over some pecan waffles.
That's what I thought too, right? But then when he said when he brought a Waffle House, and Waffle House is yellow and black.
That ain't no Kill Bill.
I'm telling you, that's a part of mental warfare. I'm telling you, that's a part of mental warfare. And then he got the blood splat on there, so dude got knocked out and bleeding everywhere, probably. There's a lot of story in this.
Yeah, that's just a blood stain on the outfit for the blood. The Kill Bill outfit. He had the whole jacket match. But we starting this right now. We're going into the 5th round. I got it even.
Double entendre Simpson. He out here dropping double bars, Kill Bill and Waffle House at the same time. And we thought Trey Songz was Mr. Steal Your Girl, but it's obviously Truck Simpson.
Nah, man, that's Kev capping, man. These guys got into it over some Twitter.
What? You don't think this is man? What? Yeah, I'm telling you, that's what's going on, man.
Shout out to both.
Yes,
gentlemen.
they did.
The fight. Both guys came to fight. Let's hope that the main event can deliver just like this. This co-main event, because both guys came to fight. Shout out to these guys. It's give and take, and it's a seesaw battle going back and forth.
It is.
You can see Truck is taking over the fight. This is what I was telling y'all earlier. Jahi is not going to keep this up for 12 rounds or 10 rounds. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. The more fundamentally sound guy is going to take control.
Yeah.
unless he
Yeah,
gets
he just
tired.
got bad footwork. Tucker got bad footwork, man. I mean, he really do. He got bad footwork.
Yeah, and Tucker, he's not sitting down and going to the body and ripping to the body to be able to slow Simpson later on. So,
Nope.
But you can definitely see
while you were bringing up the body. As soon as you brought up the body, Simpson gave him a body shot. It looked like it took some wind out of him.
He's trying to rip to the body now.
Yeah.
Look, these guys is wild. You can tell the bad blood. Look.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That there's got to be something to what Kev's saying, man. Because this fight.
It's just the energy. These guys been going at it on Twitter for a long time. Talk about, you know.
So
it's on. You know, he's warning both guys. You know what I'm saying? It's really a lot of emotion going on between both guys.
Yeah,
I don't think.
Oh
man, this is bad. I'm telling you. Y'all don't think that Waffle House story is real? It's a real story.
It's looking like it to me, man.
Somebody got that girl snatched over some pecan waffles.
Would you see Lorenzo? He's coming in. Look, you can tell he's the more polished fighter. You know, but you know, he's the dog. Tucker got some dog in him.
Yeah, he's got a lot of
Tucker.
dog in him.
I can't see Tucker making it too far with this style of fighting, though.
No, he's gonna have to. Because he doesn't have the. If he had power, like like how we saw with Wilder. Like Wilder had a lot of mechanics coming in, but once he realized that he can really shut you off, like he got lazy with his mechanics, right? So usually when guys have power, they can be sloppy because they know all it takes is one punch. But because he's in a lower weight class,
Tucker's coming back on.
Yeah, he is coming back. Coming back.
Tucker got he definitely got that bobbing and weaving. He's making a miss. He's definitely making a miss. He's moving.
He's got that. He's got that smoking Joe going on right
he came right back. He came right back.
Yeah, he reminds me of Joe Frazier the way
this is a back and forth battle. I just think the activity of Tucker gave him that round.
That's how Joe Frazier like the bouncing up and down. Like that's how Tucker's just like that's.
I think the activity and his aggression.
Do that again because I don't think Trill saw you doing it. Do the thing you just did because Trill didn't see you doing it.
Hey,
do that bounce. Do that bounce thing.
No, especially with the rumor.
Do that bounce.
Show Trill how you was bouncing. Show Trill that bounce thing. Go ahead, look, Trill.
I was just doing the Joe Frazier, man. That's all I was doing. Just Joe Frazier. That's all I was doing.
Oh man.
I don't have nothing to do with the Waffle House.
My man, hilarious.
I don't even want to go to Waffle House no more after knowing what be going on. I'm good.
Yeah, man.
I ain't trying to have nobody taking me at a Waffle House.
It's going down. Meet me at the Waffle House. It's going down. Meet me at the mall.
No, dog.
I wonder what Calvin Ford is telling Truck.
He's just telling him to whoop his END.
Probably to keep just doing what he's doing.
It's going down. It's going down right now, man. Both guys are showing. They're wrestling right now, talking to each other.
Yeah, this fight is personal, man.
It's personal.
It really is. Yeah. Like that makes for the best fights though when they're personal. But I hate it's over. Outside stuff like that. That sucks. Whatever
like
the
both
reason.
Of these guys, it's like one guy hits one, the other guy hits one. One drops 2-punch combo, the other one drops a 2-punch combo. I just think that last round, the activity of Tucker winning that round, I think I don't want Simpson to fall into this one shot thing, one shot at a time. Right. Look, he's getting caught right there again.
Yeah, he's going to have to step it up. He's really going to – I'm telling you, he's trying to play this inside game, and I just hate this game plan. I really would love to have him just stay on the outside and jab, take control. Stop trying to be on the inside where –
He could. If Simpson can box, he could make this an easy night.
He can. I'm sure he can. It's just that he looks to be better in the inside. Yeah, that's why he needs to stay on the outside, man. I'm telling you.
He's getting caught, too.
Well, he's getting caught up. He's getting caught up in the measuring. I'll say it in a clean way. He's getting caught up in the measuring stick contest right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he's trying to prove a point. He's not fighting.
Exactly.
He's not boxing. He's trying to prove a point.
Yeah, if he were boxing, he would have this fight. Now he's falling into Tucker's trap.
100%. You took the words right out of my mouth. That's what I was about to say. This is what Tucker wants.
Yeah, because he knew he couldn't go with him skill for skill, as we can all see. And Kev brought that out as soon as the fight started. You could just tell Simpson, it seems, got a little bit more skill. So Tucker had to make him fight his fight.
Tucker taking over this fight though.
He
getting some.
He got this round too.
He got some confidence growing. Yeah, he's starting to pick up some momentum. Simpson better get it together.
Yeah, we're seeing who really wants it now.
Tucker think he's Sweet Pea Whitaker right now. Sweet Pea now come from the grave, took his body over for a second.
Tucker got to keep his hands up though.
Y'all, yeah,
he got hurt one time. He got caught one time. Look at him. He put his hands out. He boxing now. He said, "I thought you was the better boxer."
Tucker,
you know how we were talking about Roy Jones? He trying to be Roy Jones Jr. right now.
Yeah, he said, "I thought you was the better boxer."
Trucker's just following. See, the thing is, Trucker's just following him around. He's not even trying to cut off the ring, man. He's not in control.
He need to go to his body to take his legs away because his legs are already heavy as it is. If he put some water in the basement, Tucker's feet are very heavy. If he started going to his body, he wouldn't be able to move around as much. Like he shouldn't be able to do that with his feet being that heavy. He's just following him around.
He's not cutting off the ring
because he's in Simpson's head now.
Yeah, he's definitely in. The fight's over now. The fight's over now. Tucker got Simpson right where he wants him. He got him fighting Tucker's fight, and if that's the wrong fight, he should be. He got the better boxing skills. He should be boxing him and having like the first round, he had him falling over himself, and in the third round too, he had him falling over himself. He was boxing, but then he tried to get into the slugfest. Like, oh, he got 2 in. Let me get 2 in. He's looking like he's tired right now. He looks like he's tired trying to fight that Tucker fight. And right now, who's winning is the guy that's out-dogging him. Got nothing to do with the skill set. I think Tucker's winning this fight by just out-dogging him.
Yeah, it's just pure want, pure desire right now.
Yeah, he wants it more. He wants it more. He definitely wants it more.
You know, he was looking like when he was throwing those triple uppercuts out. We were talking about Chris Eubank Jr. That's Chris Eubank Jr.'s signature, them triple and quadruple uppercuts.
Yep. That's true. That's very true.
Yeah, that's not common. Not many people can do that. You got to kind of have a little bit of a freelance style to be able to throw weird punches like that. Like, it's kind of to his benefit that he's got such a herky-jerky, awkward style, because when you have an awkward style in your mind, that just shows that your boxing mind is different, where you could throw punches from weird angles that don't make sense. So aesthetically, it's not as pleasing as how Chuck Simpson looks from just the aesthetic point of view. But Tucker, being so awkward, he can manufacture these different combinations that don't make sense because nothing he does makes sense. How we were talking about Roy Jones earlier. This is just another example of a boxer who doesn't make sense, but it makes sense to them.
Yeah, definitely. And I just like some things though that I wish that Tucker would fix though, like the lunging in and the keeping his hands low and stuff like that. He needs to work because one of these, they're moving up and fighting some tough contenders. One of these guys is going to catch him. You know, he's been hurt before in fights like this. This can happen again with him lunging and resorting back to those. He was doing good at first, but now he's starting to lunge and stuff like that. I don't know if it's fatigue is setting in or, you know, what it is, but the young man, and he just got, both caught him. Both guys got caught with something, but it seemed like Tucker really got the best of him out of that shot right there. Simpson looked like he's a little bit tired.
You said Tucker's coach is Calvin Ford, right?
No. That's Lorenzo Simpson's coach is Calvin Ford.
Okay.
Oh man, Simpson just got caught.
Yeah, he's been getting caught. Yeah, it's just a matter. I seem like he's tired. He's tired. Yeah. His mouth is open.
Yeah, Tucker definitely wanted this fight more. He definitely wanted to make a statement. This is really bad for Truck though, because this would be technically his third loss now. 15-3.
Really?
He's already got 2 losses. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yep. Truck is 15-2 with 9 knockouts. Let's put him at what? 15-3. Yeah. Kind of sad.
Well,
He's just got to make the proper. Ooh, wow, he caught him real good. That one, but he just got to make the proper. I'm telling you, I don't like this game plan. He really should just stay on the outside and pick him apart from the outside.
Nah, the young
Tucker
man
is better on the inside, and this is why the fight is going.
He got hit hard with that left. He got hit with that left.
Yeah. He should not be on the ropes.
I hope he didn't break his jaw. I hope his jaw ain't broken, because he had his mouth like, and then he looks tired. They're massaging his legs.
I don't think he's got the power for that.
It's a wrap. It's a matter of time.
Well,
he hasn't won a round.
You think so?
That was like a swivel hook. That was like a half jab, half hook when he caught him in the corner. That
hasn't won a round since the third round on my scorecard. Lorenzo Simpson hasn't won a round since the third round.
Yeah. If Simpson wins it at this point, it's a doggone fix, because he hasn't done enough. He hasn't done enough.
Lorenzo's trying to fight back. He's trying to fight back.
As he should. I commend him. He's dogging his way through it. It's just I assume Chuck Simpson was the favorite coming in, right?
I believe Tucker was.
Tucker was the favorite.
Tucker was the favorite. Yeah, Tucker was the favorite coming in.
Well, hey,
all right. Heavy favorite, 75% probability.
Oh well.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got good movement. Tucker, he's definitely making a miss. He's probably getting him tired with all that movement that he's got going on. He rarely stays and sits on his punches. Right now, 2 minutes left. Taking control of this fight completely.
To the body. He could hurt him to the body, because he did hurt him to the body at one point. I seen him drop his elbows down when Simpson did hit him. He needed to have to go back to that early.
Yeah, Truck just not fighting the fight, man. He's not fighting he hasn't made the adjustments. He hasn't found a way to just stay on the outside and take control with that jab. Wants to fight on the inside, fighting Tucker's fight. And sadly, it's gonna be the defeat of him. My goodness. Well, after this fight, you got.
He's gonna watch this fight when he get home, and he's gonna realize that the guy didn't have more skills than him. He just outdogged him. You fought his fight, and then you got tired.
That goes a long way, dog. That's one thing. You got to know when to turn the switch. That's what I learned. You gotta really be aware early of what's going on. You got to know whether it's time to box and it's got to be time to fight. And it looks like Tucker just came in ready, and Simpson he wasn't fully revved up when the fight started, and he's trying to catch up to Tucker. That's what it looks like.
Yep.
Simpson looked like he had it all figured out, and Tucker's fighting like with some purpose. And if you don't come locked in, you can't. If you don't come into the fight locked in, you ain't locking in, and the fight is too late. Simpson he just might not be locked in enough. Tucker definitely is more locked in than he is. So this is a mentality thing. This ain't a skill problem.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to both guys. Another round for Tucker.
Looks like Tucker has made it almost every round, all the way to the 10th round, with the same energy that he had in the first round.
Yeah. We were thinking that he was going to shut off, but he caught that second win, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was actually getting tired because the way he was lunging and stuff, but he just came back in the last round and showed me that he still has. So he probably heard me talking trash.
Well, after this fight, we do have the main event: Mielnicki versus the other guy. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
the other guy. Oh no.
Oh man. Yeah.
The other guy.
You know his last name?
That was I didn't even know Mielnicki right. I know his face.
Garage,
I just didn't know his name.
Yep.
Garachi.
Yeah, we'll go with Garachi.
Grouchy.
Yeah. So ninth round of 10. Man, and Tucker is still throwing punches in
He
bunches.
just threw a 10-punch combination.
Really going after it. I mean, just full force, man. Really going after it. Definitely trying to make a statement.
All this over woman and some waffles.
Hey, never underestimate the power of a woman and waffles.
I was just looking at a waffle iron earlier. Little did I know I was walking into a fight over waffles.
That's funny. All right, so 9 rounds out of 10, a minute 45 seconds left to go. Tucker definitely taking control of this 9th round. Punches and bunches. Looking fresh as in the first round. Both guys have similar haircuts. Looks like Tucker got the fresher haircut of the two. What? That's important for the stats. Tucker definitely coming in with a better fresh cut. You can see the taper is relatively fresh. Simpson definitely did not get a haircut before the fight.
Simpson just looked like he's gassed at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. He does not look fresh. His punches do not look powerful as he throws them. He looks gassed.
I love the way he's still putting his all into it, though, whatever that is. He's not laying down. That's gotta respect that, though. His brother ain't laying down. He's still giving it what he got. I'm telling you, it could be there and then it could be gone. It's like he probably ain't been in this position before, where it's like, man, why am I? Like, what's going on? Like, he might have something internally going on. We don't know. He could be his what? Hey, what weight class is this? Because Simpson's got some. He's got some mass to him. Like I wonder if it's one of those things where maybe he need to go up a class.
Should be at 160. Yeah, he was previously at 154.
Oh, so he came up a class already.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I only really know Truck Simpson.
Yeah.
I've seen one of his fights before early, but I haven't seen him in a while. Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, then that's out the window.
Yeah. So he fought. Oh, he's fought a couple fights at 160. Actually, the last fight he fought at 155 was December 9th of 2023. Ever since then, he's fought at the 160-pound limit. So last fight he fought Troy Williamson at the Palm Casino Resort, and he won that fight by unanimous decision. So he definitely took an L to the Puerto Rican Nicholas Floss, who is a ranked contender in the IBF and WBO, top 10 in the IBF and WBO.
Oh,
Nicholas
I
Floss?
recognize that name.
Yeah, the Puerto Rican? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Then he went on a four.
Nicholas Floss is good, actually. He's really good.
Fight that he got now.
He did. He sure did. Sure did. I'm just wondering how far Jahi Tucker can go. You know, in the middleweight division, you got Janabek, you've got Carlos Adames. I think Janabek got the IBF title.
I think he got some more
So
work to
outside
do.
of Carlos Adames,
He's a defensive liability.
yeah, he is. I just don't like his defense, man. It just looks terrible.
He got some things to Tucker got some things to work on before they throw him in there with, you know.
Top contenders. Shout out to Trey out of the UK. Yeah, so we're winding down here, round 10 of 10. Truck Simpson versus Jahi Tucker. 2 minutes left in the fight. Tucker has really taken control of this fight, except for maybe 1 to 2 rounds, maybe 3. Outside of that, you know, it should be a clear win for Tucker. Hopefully he gets his girl back after this fight.
Come on,
that Truck took. What? He said he fighting like he want his girl back. Yeah.
You said it, and I thought it. That's why I'm laughing.
Yeah. You thought it, didn't you?
I promise you.
Yeah,
I promise you. I heard.
He's fighting. He's fighting like, you know, like he in love and he want his girl back. Yeah, if the fight depending on getting your girl back, my man is definitely doing his job.
You sure she didn't just get confused? Because they actually look very similar.
Nah, she did not get confused. She knew who she was getting them pecan waffles from. Oh man. Yeah, Truck is just tired, man. It's like he's just got nothing left in the engine. Nothing left at all.
Okay, both guys hug it up after the end of the fight. That's what I like to see. The fight's
They're gonna hug it up.
They already.
I got 40 seconds left, Trill. I got 40 seconds left.
Big ups to you, Trey. From one Trey to another. Big ups to you, bro. Thanks for watching. Thanks for taking me in, man. Thanks for not turning it off because I'm sitting right here. And like, oh, who's this? And you know, who's this dude right here? I ain't watching no more. I appreciate you watching, giving me a shot, man. It means a lot.
All right. Well, we got the last 15 seconds left. It really should be unanimous decision for Tucker.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think he just dogged his way to a victory.
Yeah, he definitely dogged his way into it.
Yeah, they're hugging it out right now, but they're gonna start arguing again because that's what happened. It's like beef don't never stop. They hug because they fought, but then somebody gonna say something stupid and they gonna start arguing again. That's how they're too young for it to be squashed. They're gonna stop. I promise you, like they're gonna start fighting again over something.
Hopefully, Twitter don't go crazy. Twitter love the boxing beef, so
that's what I mean. They're not young. They're not mature enough to where everybody gonna be talking and then they gonna be big men and just leave it alone. Like something gonna happen. Somebody gonna say something to trigger somebody. That's just how it is. They're only like 23, something like that, right? Like everybody likes showing out on social media. So I would love to be like that hug, man. But nobody integrity's not a thing today. It's like when men hug, when men shake hands, like that should be it, regardless of what happened. Like, okay, we're dapping it up now. That's usually a closure to whatever it is, but drama sells. So I just hope neither one of them say anything stupid because, I mean, the way they fought, obviously there was something personal really did happen. Hopefully they just walk away. And I don't know. They hugged it out, so maybe it wasn't over. Maybe it was just over waffles and not the waffle date.
Maybe it was more of like a respect type thing. because I don't know that the beef is over. I think the beef is still.
That's what I mean. That's what it should be. That's what it should be. It should be a respect
Yeah,
thing.
the
But
right man won. The right
if it's
man
that,
won.
if it's that personal, go ahead, Commish.
Well, we haven't gotten the results yet. It looks like
Okay.
Trill got the results. Don't tell us what it is.
You gotta fast forward it. Come on, Cap.
Again?
When the commissioner
Again?
speaks,
Come on,
we
man.
listen. When the commissioner speaks, we listen. That's why he's the commish.
But yeah, it was a good fight between both of these gentlemen, man. Like it really was a good fight. Seeing these young men get in there and battle it up. They got their arms around each other and they're showing love. That's what it's all about. You know, you already got it on in the ring. It's over.
No, it's deaf. Absolutely. Yep. All right. Well, Jahi Tucker wins the fight.
I really like the way he was letting his hands go. He was throwing some crazy combinations, like weird stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I like the weird stuff.
You like the weird stuff?
I like the weird stuff, man.
I like the fundamentals of Truck. Truck had way better fundamentals than than Jahai, but Jahai was just a dog.
Oh, 100%, no question there. But I like the weird stuff because that's not putting him in that category, but that's how the greats became the greats, because there's just something weird about them that just don't make sense. Like, Sugar Ray Robinson just didn't make sense. He could do everything. That didn't make sense. Not everybody could do everything. And then you get a 6'3", 220-pound version of him and Muhammad Ali. It don't make sense that somebody 6'3", 220 could move like a 147-pounder on his toes for 12 rounds, being able to Muhammad Ali's punches were not fundamental. Muhammad Ali had the fundamentals, but Muhammad Ali's if you go look at his mechanics are not fundamental. Muhammad Ali throws punches more like a martial artist. Like he has more of like the way he throws punches is like karate, very heavy, very bludgeoning. It's like all the great guys have something off about them that just don't make sense. Like that's just how it is. So usually if it's working for you, that's why it's like, for him, I'm concerned because he does have some things that he needs to work on. But if you overcoach a fighter who's awkward and does things wrong, you can mess his whole house up. Like you gotta slowly tinker things. Like you can't mess with his style altogether to make it fit into what we think he should have, because then you're just gonna mess him up. Then he's gonna overthink, and then he's not gonna have confidence that made him who he is. So just like he is who he is at this point. He's like 20 fights in. Like just add little things. And like I said, like I'm just bringing up examples. I'm not trying to put Tucker in that class. Like even we looking at the Magic Man, Paulie Malignaggi right there. Like Paulie Malignaggi has some weird stuff to him. Like it comes out in personality, it comes out in style. Like remember the hairstyles like he used to have. Like Paulie Malignaggi is an all-time great. Like all-time greats have something something mentally about them just makes them hard to understand, and then you see it come out in representation in their form in the ring somehow, some way. That's how you could tell the difference between just an everyday Joe boxer, not the brand, not the underwear brand, but like an everyday Joe boxer. And then compared to like a name, like somebody who has something, like even Lennox Lewis.
Dude, you just called Paulie an all-time great.
Paulie Malignaggi, he is an all-time great.
Is he in the Hall of Fame?
He's the world champion. He's a multi-time world champion. Yes, he's a
two-time.
Is Paulie in the Hall of Fame? I know he's a two-time world champion.
But this is one thing that I would give Paulie, and I always use Paulie in this, right?
Not yet, but he will be. He's good enough to be in it.
Bro, my man been retired for like 5 years, bro.
I don't know. I don't
I,
know if
he's not.
Paulie.
He's not
I
an
don't. I
all-time
don't know.
great,
I don't
bro.
know if
Stop.
Paulie
He is an
will
all. He
get
is
in
an all.
there.
He is an all-time. He
all-time
is an
great.
all-time great.
I don't.
He's
I
on the
don't
same.
think.
He's on the same level with Zab. He's not. He's not Floyd. He's not Sugar Shane. He's with this. He's super. He's in the Super Judah. He's with Super Judah.
Bro,
And
Zab
Super
Zab
Judah
went
is a.
undisputed at
That
147,
was
bro.
undisputed at 147.
Zab was undisputed, had big fights with Nate Campbell, put the brakes on that, man. That dude had, like, Zab
Yeah.
had big fights that he won and was undisputed. My man, Paulie, was never undisputed, never won a big fight.
Paulie
Never won big
Malignaggi
fights.
became a superstar from a loss, basically. Like we fell in love with Paulie Malignaggi when he showed so much heart against Miguel Cotto when he had the busted cheekbone.
Yeah.
That's where
Yeah,
Paulie
you're right,
Malignaggi,
yeah.
he showed. That's why he started getting called backs because of his heart. But Paulie became a star because of his heart. Paulie had so much heart. You can't take that away from Paulie. But Paulie had some disadvantages like punching power and stuff like that.
Yeah.
His best win came from a Zab Judah who was not Zab Judah anymore.
Right. Because yeah, that's what I mean. I thank you for saying that, because I'm like, I do remember them fighting. I do remember him winning, but I just didn't remember the time. So thank you for adding, context and perspective to what I was saying. But yeah, it's like, just like with all, like, even, just with anybody who is not in the normal in the normal trajectory of what, like, just anything in life, like there's something that everybody great has in whatever they're in that is not the normal thing. And then if you overcoach it, you take their spice away, and then they're not the same anymore. It's like leaving a pop out too long, like it'll lose its fizz, like it's useless.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, before this next fight comes on, I was sitting there looking at some things coming on. Actually, you know what? I gotta say this, or I wouldn't be Trill, the commissioner. It's been a pleasure, an absolute pleasure having you on here with us, Anthony. It's definitely been really dope having you on, and I look forward to having you on again. Actually, I wanted to invite you right here on air right now to invite you on here again. If we do the Deontay Wilder fight, because Deontay Wilder is making his comeback, and I would love to have an expert heavyweight on the panel to kick it with us as well. So I'm sending you the invite right now personally on the air if you can make it for the Wilder fight, and that is on a Friday, June 27th.
I am absolutely humble, Commissioner, Mr. Commish. I don't even know what to say, because you don't know how much that means to hear that. Like I told you earlier, like, I don't take this for granted at all. Like, this isn't just like a everyday thing. Like, even for Kev to, bring me to recommending me to you, and have me sitting here with you fine brothers, like 100% I'll be here, and we're gonna watch Deontay Wilder do what he needs to do.
Did you say fine brothers?
Well, I already told you that you're the lost Vargas son anyway.
My man
what does that mean?
Fine. My man said fine brothers, though.
I mean fine as in fine character, but if you want to, we already said you're the lost Vargas son anyway. So what are we talking about?
First he said, "Let me put it on you."
You gotta keep it
then
cool,
he said,
Kev.
Fine.
Kev, you gotta keep it cool, man. You right there next to him.
So we got a couple
man.
titles on the line
right
here. We got a WBC regional, WBO. We've got a WBO global titles on the line. I did see. There's a couple titles on the line. There's like about 4
There's
titles.
There's an IBF belt.
There's an IBO belt.
There's
an IBF belt. WBO global belt.
An Intercontinental WBC belt.
The IBO is the American champion belt. Man, all sanctioning bodies are represented except for the WBA.
Yeah, so Mielnicki, he's trying to, he got it. He got the IBO. This is for the IBO belt, not the prestige IBO belt.
No, the IBO is a regional, because if you look, it says American champion. So none of these are world titles. They're all regional titles.
Okay, then. So yeah, Mielnicki, he's stepping up.
Yeah.
He got to do something here. The young man, he got a name. He sells tickets. People like him. You know, people like him.
Yep. Yep.
So there, he got to come out here and he got to show out. He got to do something impressive. Look, it's a packed crowd in there. Look, it's a packed crowd. Go ahead,
Yeah, he sells
Vito.
tickets.
The young man sells tickets. You got to capitalize off of that. Shout out to him.
George Foreman stunt doubles in there right now.
Yeah,
Did you see him on both corners?
Yeah,
the one in the polo, and then you got the two George Foreman stunt doubles. That's
I
wild.
don't know why they need
brothers.
security in there.
Man, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's good. So yeah, how you feel about Deontay Wilder and his comeback?
You know, as I'm sure we all know, we've been paying attention to boxing. You know, he's been having some stuff go on, some personal stuff. A lot of it from what they say he caused, and then some, you know, that was some retaliatory stuff to him. So I just hope that he got his affairs in order, because a lot of people don't understand how much, you know, a fighter's personal life, like how we say boxing is a mirror of life. Everybody's personal life can really affect your performance and everything that you do, but especially when we take it for granted, but literally when these dudes fight, like all it takes is one shot and like they could be not here anymore. You know what I mean? So I know that I saw an interview of his the other day where he was speaking about his mental health and just getting his family, you know, stabilized. So I just hope that during this time he got his affairs in order, got his mind together, and he you know, made peace with himself, and he's just doing it for passion at this point. So I'm happy he's back.
Yeah, I hope. I actually wanted to see. I didn't want to see Wilder in the ring again. I honestly, I didn't. You know, I felt like, you know, he did what he was going to do. I didn't want to see the young brother take any more punishment. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know where I don't know, watch no man's pockets. I'm only concerned with mine, right? So I don't know if he's in any financial trouble. He needs the money, but I know he's eyeing a big fight with AJ. If he can get past this fight here, he wants to do the big fight with Anthony Joshua. That's the fight that everybody's been wanting to see for the longest. I don't know if it still has that thunder, but I'm guaranteed that everybody will tune in to watch, just because there was just one of those ones that they wanted to see, even though they wanted to see it way back when. I think people will still tune in. But the young man Vito is walking into the arena, you know, giving high fives to everybody, walking in like a show superstar. Everybody's showing them love, giving them hugs. A Polish crowd here. And they show him Mielnicki love. He got his New Jersey jersey on, because he is from New Jersey, right?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, he is. Oh, he got that New Jersey Devils on.
Yeah, young boy's from New Jersey. Didn't look too impressive in the last fight that I saw him fight, but definitely sells tickets in the New Jersey area, building him up to be a star. So, you know, got the look. He's definitely got that IG Aeropostale look.
Rest in peace, my man, Antonio Gotti.
Yeah.
Oh, Thunder Gotti, that was my man.
Shout out to Thunder Gotti.
That was one of my all-time favorites right there, man.
Listen, I tell people this all the time, and when I recommend fights to people, I recommend the Gotti and Ward fight to people. If y'all want to see an action fight, people that first want to get into boxing, I tell them to watch that fight. Watching these guys fight was poetry in motion. Not only was that fight poetry in motion, it's another fight that brings tears to my eyes every time I watch it. And when I need a little bit of motivation, I always put on Diego Corrales against Castillo, where he did in that 10th round and come back, was marvelous. When Joe Goosen said, you got to get inside on him now. You know what I'm saying?
I remember that.
It changed
Yeah.
everything. That gives me so much motivation. I always put that clip on when it's time for me to go get in the gym and put that work in. You know, I call myself the self-proclaimed boxing historian. I love this sport. You know, basketball is cool, football is cool, but it's nothing like boxing. It's the greatest sport on earth.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're gonna start this show right now. We're starting the show there, introducing the fighters right now. Kev, please. I know you got the tail of the tape. Lay it on us. Let us know a little something about these gentlemen.
Yeah, man. Well, no Waffle House beef for these two, of course. Give me one moment here. Goodness gracious, where was this at? Anyways, give me 1 second, guys. I had something here pulled up. Goodness, what are we
We
doing?
locked in right now. We got over 175 people in here watching this, watch along with us, and we appreciate you taking the time out of your night to lock in with us. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Please like and subscribe.
We got the light heavyweight division watching us right now. 175. Let's go, y'all.
Yep. All right. So 10-round middleweight fight for the WBO Global, US, WBC, and USBA titles on the line here at the Producer Center. A massive negative 2,000 favorite. The other guy is a plus 950 underdog. Mielnicki is 21-1 with 12 knockouts. The homecoming hero, so he's 23 years old, nicknamed White Magic, from Roseland, Belleville, New Jersey. And this is his 5th fight at the Prudential Center, where he is proven to be a ticket seller. Made his professional debut in this very stadium in 2019. Came off a recent controversial majority draw with Conor Coyle in February. Felt like he deserved the win, but it got the draw on that. And that ended his 12-fight winning streak, dating back to his only career loss to James Martin back in 2021. Second bout at middleweight, moved up from 154, and he's got a 60% knockout ratio versus his opponent's 21%. 9 years also younger than his opponent, and he's the home crowd favorite. Opponent Kamil is 19-0, 4 knockouts, 32-year-old undefeated Polish fighter, making his U.S. and international debut. Based out of Queens, New York, fighting for the first time in 2025, so he hasn't fought all year. Last fought in November 2024, so how many months is that? Less than 12, but
yeah, that's about 7.
That's a lot.
It's about 7 months.
That's quite a bit there.
Well, that's actually close to 8. Oof.
So Mielnicki needs to bounce back from
This is a junior middleweight.
No, he's at 160. He's at 160. He was at super welterweight. Yeah, but he just came up to 160.
All right, so maybe
this is where he's gonna prove himself in the middleweight division.
Yeah, maybe they be trying to see if him and Tucker can get in there next with each other.
I would like that fight.
Yeah,
I would like that fight.
But I think the thing is, I think they're building Mielnicki. I don't know that they would put him in there with Jahi. That doesn't really make sense.
How much more building can you do? The kid got 22 knockouts with 1 loss. The same with Tucker. He got 1 loss. I think they'd be able to promote that pretty good. And he got less. And he got less fights than Mielnicki.
Yeah, but Mielnicki is he's a ticket seller, so they're going to want to protect the asset. They're not going to want to throw him in there with Tucker.
You're right. You're
lose the cash flow.
100% right with that. But that would be a good fight though if they did make it.
Yeah. All right, so we're getting start around 1. Just start.
This is a showcase for Mielnicki. He's coming out. You know, he knows he's the star. He's showing his pop. He seems like he's good at this way. He seems like he's a man now. I remember watching Mielnicki. He was like a little boy. You know what I'm saying? Like he looked like a man in that ring right now.
Yeah, hey, I was thinking
he's got a big frame.
He's put together good for the division.
Yeah. He looked like he came together real well. He looked like a man in there. Shout out to young Vito Mielnicki. He ain't the young kid that we once seen. Yeah, definitely. He's in there with Hall of Fame trainer, soon to be, you know, if not now, Ronnie Shield.
Getting to work with them Charlo brothers down there too then.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so well, his opponent is undefeated. So he's got that going for him. He's not gonna want to lose the O, although he is a little bit older. His opponent Kamil definitely got up more of a professional longevity, and so the pressure is on Mielnicki right now. He is the hometown fighter, fighting in his hometown to dominate, and not just coast to a 12-round decision, but really make a statement, kind of like Keyshawn back in Virginia,
Yeah.
right?
Well, at least this brother made weight though.
Yeah,
And
that's
hopefully
true.
nobody getting jumped afterwards because they lost the fight.
Yeah, that was wild, man. That was wild.
He gonna come in 7 pounds over the limit.
Yeah, I think it was 4, but
Was it 4?
I thought it was 4, right, Trill? I think Keyshawn might have been like 4 pounds overweight. No.
See, I'm doing that barbershop exaggerating, and 7 pounds, that is a lot. Yeah, 4 sounds a little bit more respectful. Yeah, it was 4. You're right. It was 4.
Yeah, 4.3 to be exact.
4.3 pounds. Yeah.
Mhm.
7 pounds, man. I'm sorry, Keyshawn.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to make it look that bad, dog. Keyshawn Davis is a good kid though, man.
And you just gotta take life a little bit more serious.
Right.
So Mielnicki looking good here, taking control. Kind of like what I wanted to see Simpson do in the last fight is lead with the jab, stay on the outside, and he looks like he's throwing. He looks powerful too. Mielnicki as he's throwing these shots. So still the first fight, so we'll see. All right, so first round is over, and I'd give that round to Mielnicki. Who would you give it to?
Definitely giving it to Mielnicki. He's trying to show that he's the boss in here.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, this is his party. He ain't trying to have the Polish fighter steal his
steal his shine
right now. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, absolutely.
But this Polish fighter, he seems like he has some good fundamentals. He's a little tight, and he's getting caught. He's getting caught there. I see Mielnicki just caught him with a left hook right there, but he just caught Mielnicki with a straight right. He's throwing that jab again, Mielnicki. Once again, I gotta say it. I'm impressed by how Mielnicki looks. You know what I'm saying? It seems like the young man that came into his own is not the little boy that we once known.
Yeah, you're right. I was thinking that while we were surveying the round. I was like, man, he's just
used
like
to be a little soft around the body.
He looked like how you go away for the summer in 8th grade and you come back freshman year of high school looking like a grown man or something. Like that's what happened. Like he went away for the summer and then he came back looking like a man. His voice probably dropped and everything.
Let's see if he had got some man strength to go with the look. Oh, right. He went to the body. That was that Mike Tyson combination. He probably learned that from Ronnie Shields because Ronnie Shields used to train Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield. So shout out to that combination. Yes, he did. He went to the hook to the body and then uppercut. Yeah. He trained a lot of people too. Even up to this day, he just trained the guy that went against David Benavidez, David Morale. He trained him.
He does. Yeah, he does.
He did a good job with that young man as well. Ronnie Shields is the man. We remember what he did with the Charlo brothers.
Yup, and he got Jamal looking good again. He got Jamal back in form.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see what we can do. Cause shout out to Ronnie Shields.
Yeah, Ronnie doing his thing, man. Shout out to Ronnie.
Ronnie Shields used to throw them hands. Ronnie Shields was a two-time
Yep.
Golden Gloves champion. Shout out to Ronnie. He was two-time Golden Gloves champion back in the day, like 78 or something, you know?
Really?
I gotta go check. I just be going off of the head. I gotta go check what year it was, but I think like 78 or something. Maybe 2-time Golden
Wow.
Glove champion or something.
Shout out to Ronnie doing his thing.
Yeah.
Mielnicki is definitely taking control of this fight, not letting this man do what he wants to do.
Yeah. This guy came all
Could
the
be,
way over here. Let's see the
Yeah,
body. He went to the left hook to the body, then the uppercut. He shoot the uppercut right up. That's that old Mike Tyson special.
you know,
could be an early night for Camille.
Yeah.
that's the thing about that's the thing about when you are a local fighter, man. Because doesn't this brother have a lot of fights? What is he like? What did you say? The
22.
the Polish fighter. Okay, so
Oh, the
he's
Yeah,
Polish.
22-0, but
No, I said
who did
Melnick. So,
what are the quality? Because it's like that's the unfortunate thing about boxing, where it's like you build your records up to such a level, but it's like he's not fighting like he's ever been taken out of his comfort zone. Like I'm looking at him, it's like that's the thing about boxing. Sometimes that could be a little troublesome. That a lot of these records, even though they look good on paper, it's like it's like I'm 25-0. I'm I'm 30. But yeah, but who did you fight though? Because you got this 23-year-old kid putting B2A on you, belt to tail on you.
mhm.
He's beating the brakes off you. You're
Well,
older
yeah,
than
yeah. The
him.
guy from
But
Polish
it's
is
like
19-0. As
19-0.
yeah,
Mielnicki.
19.
Yeah, Mielnicki's 22 and 1.
Okay. Okay.
But
Okay.
this is Camille's first debut outside of Poland.
Outside, that's what I.
Outside of
That's what I. That's what's troublesome about it. That's where a little bit of it's
Mhm.
like boxers need to start being more rewarded for taking risks and taking harder fights, even though they lose, because you get this comfortability where you're always winning, so you're not improving that much, and you're just doing just enough to get by.
Oh,
If he's a Polish fighter,
shout out
like
by Mielnicki.
he probably only fought other Polish people because his style, he's having a hard time putting pressure on, because the American style
My
and
nigga
the
just
European style are completely different
my
styles.
nigga just showed that he don't belong there. He put him on his butt.
Okay,
we got to catch up still.
okay,
Yeah, Mielnicki's like you said, guys. Like Mielnicki just and to add to what you were saying, and which is so crazy is once in a while though, right? Like you got I remember a long time ago was this guy. He had like 23 wins, 23 knockouts, and he got in there with one of these American fighters. I guess he was from Brazil. He got into it and looked like he never put on a pair of gloves before in his life. But then once in a while, you'll get somebody that we have never heard before, and they end up
Yeah,
becoming a star. Because
100%.
like because of a good
Yeah,
fight that
good
they put on.
performance.
Yeah, look at what happened with Carlos Baldomir. He was in the streets of Argentina selling
yeah,
brushes.
Oh,
He got that good
100%.
fight against Zab, and then got his fight with Floyd, and it changed his
Yep,
life. He's the
yep.
Cinderella Man. They end up making a movie about him in Argentina. It was like the Cinderella Man Part 2.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, it does change your lives. A lot of people didn't know who Sergio Martinez was after his loss to Antonio Margarito. A lot of people written him off. They took him going back to the drawing board and getting the oppressor win to put Sergio Martinez back on the map. So there's a lot of people that people written off or didn't know about who came out to be certain stars. We had people that, like the guy who came out, what was his name? Salvador Martin. He's feared by certain guys. They won't even give him a shot because they see what he did against Mikey Garcia, certain things like that. Some people that
yeah.
they
Yeah, I
don't
know what
know
you're talking
end up
about.
being diamonds in the rough.
Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right.
But once again, Mielnicki drops him with a right hand, a beautiful place right hand, right on the button, and put him right on his pockets. That shows that he does got some pop. The young man does got some pop.
He got that Keith Thurman pop pop pop.
Shout
This
out
is
to my
when
man, my
ooh,
bro, tremendous Trey, holding it down. We appreciate you, Trey, man. You're super tremendous, my brother. Thank you. That's the CEO of the iBoxing Hub, and he's showing us nothing but love right there. Thank you for your support and letting us do our thing, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, he is looking sharp. Mielnicki is looking sharp.
Yeah, definitely
Looking
looking
sharp.
sharp.
I don't see this fight going 10 rounds. I don't see it.
No, I don't. You know, clinching is a lost art. Like people gotta start training clinching just to slow momentum down, because a lot of guys will get frustrated just by the fact that you're clinching. It's like, okay, let the ref come in there and tell you that you're clinching too much. But when you find yourself getting overwhelmed, it's like there are times where you just got to wrap the dude's arms up, because young fighters don't train clinching. It's not a very sexy thing to do. So everybody's looking for the highlight. So a lot of fundamentals, like basic fundamentals like clinching, get thrown out the window. He would have a better chance against Mielnicki if he started to frustrate him, because at the end of the day, even though he's experienced, he's still very young. And for his age, and especially Europeans are actually very good at clinching. He's not using any clinch work to slow him down, because he's getting walked down. He's not using any angles. He's just letting Mielnicki do what he wants. So one fundamental that we need to bring back to boxing is the art of clinching. It stops momentum. And while you're stopping the momentum of your opponent, you're also going to be able to get some stamina back yourself. That would help him if he would clinch him some more. And then after a while, you clinch him, you can pivot off the clinch. You can throw unseen shots when the ref don't see you guys. While you're clinching, you can pull his arm up and you can catch him in the ribs while he's not expecting it. Like most young pretty boy boxers like this don't understand the art of clinching, so you would throw him off. Now, I'm sure in his case, Ronnie Shields have taught him that, but but you can see that's not a part of his game, because he's dominating, and guys only go to clinching out of desperation. But if you start clinching as a point of offensive defense, not reactive defense, but offensive defense, you can start stopping a lot of these onslaughts that we're seeing from this kid. Because see, now I start talking about clinching. Now look what's happening, because I can see it. But he's not. He's being too reactive. He's not being proactive, and that's why this kid is piecing him up the way he is.
Good boxing analysis coming from our pro fighter, Mr. Anthony Woodson, right here, locked in with us. Make sure that you are tuned in with him on Twitter as well, and make sure you tap in with my bro Capital Kev on Twitter as well. And you know who I am, the Commissioner. Ray Trill.
Just seen round 4 out of 10, minute left. Mielnicki just very productive with the counters, making Kamil feel like he has no business in the fight. Yeah, just taking complete control of the fight, man. You know, complete control. Now, I don't know if Mielnicki's Polish or if he's Italian or what he is, but he's got
it seems like
Italian.
He's Italian. He's Italian.
I figured because of the shorts and whatnot. But this is a primarily Polish crowd.
Yeah, well, he's probably half and half, because Mielnicki's not an Italian last name. He's probably got an Italian dad.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't have been able to go into the mafia, because you gotta have in order to be an Italian mafia, you gotta have both Italian parents. So.
Parents, yeah. You gotta trace both parents back to the old country. So he can't be a made man. He can't be a made man, but he can be down.
100%. Yeah, he can be down right. He's down enough. I mean, his first name Vito,
he can't be a made man.
Yeah, he's split. So he's Italian on his mother's side and Polish on his father's side.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Yeah, so he can promote himself both ways. You know what I'm saying? He can get both markets. He can get that Italian New Jersey market, and then he can go somewhere like Chicago and rack up on the Polish market.
Absolutely.
They need somebody now that Fanfaro's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was the other guy too. What was the Kanowski? What was the heavyweight? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I know Maciek Sulecki was a big name in the Polish community.
I remember.
Maciek,
I remember that
he
name. I don't think I've ever seen him fight.
yeah, Maciek Sulecki, yeah, he's been out there. He just dropped
remember
out of
that
the
name. Yeah.
Sulecki,
yeah.
Who was another Polish fighter? I don't know if he was Polish. I gotta check to see if my man Mikhail Kessler was he Polish.
No, I'll find out.
I think he's Mikhail
Like
Kessler.
from Denmark or something.
Yeah, he's from Denmark.
Yeah. He's
Okay,
Danish.
leave it at it. Yeah, Denmark. Yeah.
Yeah, he's Danish. Is what he is, Mikhail. Yeah. Man, it's been a long time since he fought.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, he came back a couple years ago.
Didn't he fought in the Super 6?
Yeah.
Yep.
He fought Andre Ward.
Yeah.
And I think he fought Carl Froch too. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, he fought Carl Froch. That was a big fight.
Man, I miss Cobra.
He came up short.
That man.
The Cobra.
The Cobra Carl Froch, man.
Shout out to the Cobra Carl Froch, man. He was a dog too. He just had that type of mentality, man. That's the type of mentality. He was just mean.
Boxing.
He was mean.
Yes.
He was mean, and that's what you needed.
As all English boxers should be. Like, that's what, like, when you think of English fighter, that's who you think of, Cobra Carl Froch. Or you think of Nigel Benn. And, of course, you think of Chris Eubanks Sr. Even though Chris Eubanks Sr. was more of a dignitary, he still carried that English grit in the ring with him. So, ooh, that was a little bit low. Yeah, that was a little low.
Halfway into the fight already, a minute left.
Oh, here we go with this Usyk Dubois stuff. Is it a low blow or is it on the belt line? I even hear the commentary. Like,
Mielnicki, I think ever since he dropped dude, I hope he doesn't just keep, looking to be over aggressive because he got put dude on his pockets the first time. He just got to wait and set it up and let it come to him like he did the first time. I don't think he should 100%. Force anything. You know what I mean? See now, like he's swinging for the fences now because he already know he can hurt him.
Yeah, that's a quick way to get hurt yourself. So you definitely on the money, Commissioner.
Definitely. But yeah, once again, we do have some fights on the horizon as well. So yeah, we got the Wilder fight coming June 27th. That's going to be on BLK Prime.
There's still a thing?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Zab is like the president of that.
Oh, really? I
didn't know Judah is like the president of Black Prime.
Super Judah.
Shout out to Zab, man. Life after boxing. I like hearing stories about that. At one point, Zab was going down a bad path, but he turned his life around, and that's what's good, Devoted
he's the president of BLK Prime.
Man, that's awesome. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, but we also got a fight right after the Wilder fight on Friday. We have a big fight, which I'm going to be doing a watch along for a watch party. Definitely going to have a lot of special guests. I know I'm going to probably have my man Capital Kevin in the building, and I would love to invite you. And I'm definitely going to have a couple of other people in here for the Jake Paul and Julio Cesar Chavez extravaganza.
Oh, I'm so excited for that fight. I'm excited for that fight.
Yes, we got Goldberg Ramirez on the card. We got Floyd Schofield and Tevin Farmer. If Floyd Schofield shows up, it's gonna be a good fight card. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be entertaining. I know we're gonna have a lot of jokes.
Yeah,
and
that's gonna be fun.
Yeah. And the return of Jean Pascal. He returns on Saturday as well.
Get out of here.
Yes. Jean Pascal.
Jean Pascal.
Yeah, he
Wow.
returns. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be fighting in Canada. So that's gonna be dope. But yeah, we got a big fight going down on Saturday on Netflix.
Mm.
John Pascal used to hurt people, man.
Yeah,
You
And he
want
was
to talk
very
about the
athletic
hurt
too.
business, boy? Yes, he was.
he was trained by Roy for a little bit too.
That
Hmm.
makes sense.
he,
Yeah, but when Roy trains guys, they don't really do too good.
nah,
Yeah, I
not at
can say
all,
he's
man.
trying to teach him how to. We was trying to teach him how to be him,
Yeah,
and
like we
Yeah.
that's
was
it.
talking about it earlier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You can't teach that. You can't teach Roy.
And I hated that Chris Eubank was training with. I love Chris Eubank when his dad was training when he was a come forward fighter, ferocious. That dude was ferocious, man. Like he
simply the
would break
best.
you down, powerful. But when he got with Roy, it's like he turned more into an athletic fighter. I didn't really care for it.
I mean,
Yeah,
sometimes people can't deal with like certain fighters, right? They get a little older. They really don't want. They feel like they're a man now. They don't want to
right.
keep getting yelled at by their pops. You know what I'm saying? So that's where
Yeah.
they want to create some type of distance and stuff. But all he really wanted was his dad to love him. He had a
Yep.
real emotional break. A lot of things came out, and I'm glad that they was able to fix whatever they had going on, and was able to show up and show out. Both fathers came out for their sons, man. It was a
Oh man.
beautiful thing. It was definitely was a beautiful thing. The way uh Connor Ben and his dad embraced after the fight, and how he was
Oh,
there to keep his son calm and cool, you know what I mean? And then the same way where uh Eubank Sr. was there for his son, you know what I mean, to hold him down. So
Hmm.
I think that was
yes,
dope. It was a good look. It was a
it
good look for
was.
boxing.
It was.
Definitely was a good look for boxing.
And that's one thing that we have to give the British, because even before Riyadh season and all that, Britain always puts on for their fighters. Like they treat their fighters still like how the Americans used to treat, how we used to treat ours. So if I ever experience envy, it would be wanting to be an English fighter, because those guys they don't play about their fighters over there.
Yeah, I definitely love the UK fight fans. They definitely come out and they show up and they show out for their fighters. Um, it doesn't even they don't even have to be like the top names, the big names. They're gonna be in the crowd, showing love, cheering, singing "Sweet Caroline" like it's their song. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna
Love
be
that song.
going
Love that song.
crazy. So you got to salute the UK fans, because they don't even care about losses. They care about how you fought. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. Look how many losses that my man Derek Chisore has. And they still wheel him out to the
The
O2
governor.
to get pounded on some more. You know what I'm saying? And he's been in all types of wars. And they don't care. They just love him because he's a fighting man.
So speaking of Derek Chisore, he's supposed to be fighting Joseph Parker again.
Again, this is what I'm talking about. This is a guy who's been in there with everybody, who has taken a lot of punishment. I was like, I wanted him to retire a long time ago, but still, to keep bringing him out. Where's this fight going to be? He's Mr. O2. So you're probably going to have it at the
Yes.
O2. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Joseph Parker, because this is the guy who has rejuvenated his career with some
Oh
impressive
yes.
wins. And he keeps showing up and showing out. I thought that he was the one, if anybody, deserved the shot at Alexander Usyk, not Daniel the Quitter Dubois. Triple knee, as I like to call him. I thought at least JP, that's what I gave him the name, JP. I thought that he deserved the shot over triple knee. But I guess old fish eyes, knew how to get the bag. Old fish eye worked his way in there so he could get some money, and JP got to sit this one out. But if Usyk doesn't retire after this, I think why not give JP a shot. But I think that would be a good match. Once again, turning focus back into this fight. Um, it's the same thing going on. Mielnicki is bringing the pressure. The guy from Poland is he's trying to weather the storm. He already went down already, by once, and it seems like he's just trying to weather the storm now.
Mielnicki needs to press the gas on this fight. I mean, it seems like he's got his fighter where he wants mentally, but he's playing with the
His
food.
food.
He's got to really press the gas and do something spectacular because he is in his hometown.
That's a lot of the problem why he's not out. I could you took the words right out of my mouth. It's because he's in his hometown. He's overdoing trying to make a statement, trying to send everybody home happy. He's not fighting. He's not feeling his way through. He's trying to figure out. He's trying to force it, like you were saying earlier.
Yeah, but it is the 7th round, man. We haven't really seen anything spectacular, and this is kind of thing about Mielnicki. He doesn't really provide, much action.
Because Gardzielik got up when he did what he was supposed to do. He didn't expect Gardzielik to get up. So now it's one of those things where it's like, well, what else do I have to do to get you out of here? It's just a lack of not necessarily experience, but from I mean, he's 22 and 0, so it's not an experience issue, but he's probably hasn't fought a lot of guys who have as much heart and determination as the Polish brother has.
Yeah, and you gotta get in that body, man. Pause. You gotta get in that body, man. You gotta
how the tides have turned. The pause button came to you now.
You gotta get on the inside. Pause. You know what I mean? Like, get him with them body shots, man. That'll slow the legs down. You start hitting him with them body shots, that'll slow the legs down. He won't move as much. He'll be a stationary target, and we'll walk him down.
Yeah, he's a little bit too much.
He's already beat up.
Yeah, he's already, and you can tell that a good shot, he'll be ready to go. But he's not doing anything to win. He's just doing like he's surviving. And right when I said that, he spits off a combination. But he's not doing anything to try to win. He's surviving. Nope. He's surviving.
Yep.
That's it. Nothing to win, just surviving. Round 8 of 10. So, I mean, where does he go from here, Mielnicki? Because there's some dogs at 160, man.
Yeah, man, I wouldn't mind seeing him in there with Tucker. See where he's at. That would be a dog fight. And, Tucker's not going to run. They both going to come at each other. They're going to come at each other head on. Let's just see who got, the grit to. It looked like that Mielnicki would be a little bit bigger, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I was thinking that because if I remember, Tucker was on the slight side.
Yeah. It looked like Mielnicki might have his number in the size department.
Definitely. So I don't see Tucker being able to push him around like he was pushing what's my boy's name?
Lorenzo
Simpson. I was about to call him Waffle House.
That's Waffle House Simpson from now on.
Waffle House Simpson.
I don't see Mielnicki being able to do much with Jahlil Tucker. Tucker, from what we saw tonight, too active, too accurate, too elusive. I mean, it would be difficult for Mielnicki for sure. Mielnicki is better when he has a stationary target, kind of like Kamil is right now. It doesn't move a whole lot,
I think that, I mean, it's a good fight. Tucker will be there all day for him. Tucker's not running nowhere. Tucker's going to be right there. He's going to come forward. These guys are going to meet in the center of the ring, and they're going to bang it out. Nice right hand from Mielnicki, but that's it. Like I was talking about earlier about the Jake Paul Chavez fight. Quick predictions, man. What are you thinking? Is this a Jake Paul night, man? Did he do a good cherry pick by picking Chavez Jr., whose last time we seen him out? He did string along 2 victories, one's against an MMA fighter, but the last time he was out on the big stage, he lost to Anderson Silva, who Jake Paul ended up beating.
Right.
So do you think Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. has a shot, or is this a money grab for him so that Jake Paul can have another name under his resume? Kev?
It's definitely a money grab. I mean, it might provide a little bit more credibility just because Julio Cesar Chavez is a former world champion. So now if he beats Julio, he got a former world champion on his record. Uh, Chavez Jr. is still dangerous. I mean, he's strong. He can move. He can muscle his way around. He's got the weight. We don't know how much he's got left. It's been a long time since he's won that WBC title against
Andy
well, they
Lee.
pulled it from Andy Lee, right? So I don't know, man. I'm hearing fishy things like that. Paul's got things in the contract that says you can't knock him out. I don't know how much of that is true, but Chavez, I think he stands a good, a good chance to winning.
Yeah, definitely. Chavez hasn't been champion since his win against Andy Lee. He was actually one of those guys. I always give him his props, man, because he was one of those kids that had to learn on the job, and he had a tough job. You know
Yeah.
why? Because he had a Hall of Fame, one of the greatest, if not the greatest Mexican fighter to ever live, Julio Cesar Chavez. We're talking about the guy who was carried out of the ring, out of the Aztec arena, carried out of the ring by his adoring fans. How do you follow that? This is a man who is
Wow.
beloved not only by Mexico, by boxing fans around the world. He could never live up to his father, and I know that had to crush him and be hard on him mentally. He is the type of kid that learned on the job. He didn't have no amateur background like that. He learned on the job. We watched him. He was having pay-per-view fights at 17 years old. We watched him get all the way up to 44 fights before fighting for a title, and they were all on pay-per-view just because of who
Yeah.
he was and who his name was. He showed that he had grit and heart at one point and that he really cared about the sport when he beat Andy Lee. Then it seemed like he started taking a downward spiral. Some people said it was, CTE, outside things, the pressure of living up to his father. He started doing the drugs, the marijuana. He was suspended with marijuana and fined $1 million with the fight. And there was a good actually fight. He lost, but he showed tremendous heart against Sergio Martinez when he dropped Sergio Martinez down in a 11th round and almost came back to win that fight. But after that, he went into depression, and there was a lot of things that was going on in his life, and it seemed like he never took boxing serious after that. Can he turn the tide? He
Hmm.
say he's back in the gym and he's with Freddie Roach. You think that he can turn back the hands of times, Anthony?
It's definitely always a chance because you just I'm big on legacy. Like I made the point earlier, how DNA transfers, and then when I made the point about Chris Eubanks Jr. and how his dad can only really his dad could teach him how to be Chris Eubank because he is from that same lineage of Chris Eubank, right? So for you to bring up his dad, like as anything, when you come from that stock, anything could happen. He's got legacy, he's got generational talent, he's got generational gifts. He might not have been able to maximize it because of the looming legend of his father, maybe in the way that we would have liked. But a Chavez is a Chavez, so he's got a chance. Jake has just really been putting in that work.
Definitely.
Jake has really Jake has really been putting in that work. Like he just seems to be getting better and better and better. I don't necessarily know if Jake himself is world championship worthy right now because I know that they were also talking about him going after
Gordo.
what's his name
Gordo.
uh yeah yeah you're right. So Jake has a chance. Jake has a chance, to so do Chavez. I'm gonna, out of respect for Chavez and what he's done, I'm giving him the edge. But I would not be surprised if Jake pulls it out.
Yeah, definitely. Because Jake has been living a fighter's lifestyle. That's what he's
Yo,
been
man.
doing. A lot of people, I know a lot of people don't like Jake, but I gotta give him props when his credit is due. He's brought a lot of casuals to these events. It brought a lot of casuals to watching his boxing events. A lot of young kids is bringing a lot of attention, and he's given people opportunity, especially the women fighters out there. He's giving them big contracts, giving them money that they would never have seen before. So I think that is also dope as well. And once again, when I say Jake's been living a fighter's lifestyle, he definitely has, and he's surrounded himself with a good team. You know, he even had one time I thought I seen him with Panama Lewis down in Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? So like he's trying to get as much education about this sport that he possibly can. So shout out to Jake. He knows that this is not basketball or football or baseball or soccer. You don't play boxing.
No, you don't. You're either in or you out. You can't have step with it.
Yeah,
I mean, you
definitely.
can, but you're not gonna get very far.
Yeah. We're here in the last round. Mielnicki, to me, has won every last round. I'm trying to think of a round that I could have gave to the Polish fighter, but right now I think that Mielnicki is pitching a shutout. If they want to give this last round to the Polish guy, just because of just for showing up, that's fine. But to me, he has lost every round so far. I think Mielnicki has pitched a shutout.
He's been too lackadaisical, and now
Yeah,
you
it's
see
190 on my scorecard.
Yeah, you see he's starting to turn it up a little bit, but it would be crazy if he catches this kid.
I mean, we don't see it. We don't seen it happen. We don't seen Rosario catch the bully one time and pull him.
Man,
Meldrick Taylor, Jose, and Julio Cesar Chavez, the last round of that Meldrick Taylor fight.
Yeah, there was 7 seconds left in there, man. And Richard Steele stopped that fight.
With 7 seconds left. Isn't that crazy?
And DeLuca went mad. I remember Jim Lampley calling that fight. And DeLuca went crazy when Richard Steele stopped that fight. 5 seconds left. Meldrick Taylor would have been champion.
All right, so we got about 1 minute and 18 seconds left. Mielnicki defensively sound has been coasting pretty much the rest of the fight. Yeah, he coasted. He could have got him out of there, man. He would have just.
And he doesn't look tired. He looks like Shout out to Mielnicki.
Would have been great to get another knockdown or knockout win in his hometown, though, just to make the statement.
Yeah, hometown fights are durable guy. Man. It's gonna go down there. He fought a undefeated guy.
Yep, put his famous first out.
Now what's next for the young man? So. Kev, what would you like to see Mielnicki do next?
Oh man, he's not ready for the big guys at 160. I definitely want to take a look at those rankings again, which I will. I don't know who we could put him in there. I mean, we're not going to put him in with Jahai Tucker. I'm taking a look at the rankings right now. Oh man, who could we put him in at 160? Let's see. Let's see. Super middleweight. We are at 160. And so yeah, Adames is there. Shiraz, he's tied up. Lara's in there. Not gonna put him in. He's not winning against Lara. Oliha, Isley. Okay, Troy Isley is at 160. What if we put him in there with Troy Isley? Or Mosley Jr. Or put him in there with Aaron McKenna.
Yeah,
McKenna just got that win off Beefy Smith.
I think
I would keep him away from Shane Mosley Jr.
Yeah, Mosley Jr. He had a good little run last round. He just beat Rosario. Yeah, he's the type of fighter that I learned on the job. That's tricky. I think if anybody, I would love to see him in there with the young Tucker. After what these guys just built, they put them both on the same card. That would be a good electrifying fight. But like you said, it'll be a little tricky. It'll be a little tricky
Yeah,
if they try
but
to
that
protect
doesn't do anything for him, Trill, because in the WBO, Mielnicki is number 10, Shane Mosley Jr. is number 9. So and he like Jahi is not in any of these rankings, so it wouldn't do anything for him. Plus, number 4 in the WBC is Shane Mosley Jr. So he would get more out of that Shane Mosley Jr. fight, or we could put him in there with Amo Williams.
I just don't think
That's a
he's
decent
ready
fight.
for that. Those guys just as yeah. He needs to get another step
Is
up.
he ready for? Is he ready for Aaron McKenna?
Look at him. They decorate him with all these secondary belts.
Hey, you know what?
IBL belt. He
I
got
got
the IBL,
put.
WBO
Hey,
belt.
no. Put him in there with Bruno Sarachi, the guy that Munguia fought had to take PDs for. They still got him here at middle. They got him here at middleweight, and he's a top 15 fighter in the WBC.
That'd be a good fight. Yeah, actually,
That's a good name. That's a good name. And if he beats him, they're gonna be like, "Dang, Mielnicki didn't need PEDs, but Munguia needed PEDs to beat him." Okay.
That's good. Yeah, you know, Mielnicki pulls off the victory. It's good. Before we get out of here, gentlemen, man, I got a question to ask y'all, man. We got Tank and Lamont Roach has been scheduled for August 16th. Are you guys excited for this fight? What are you thinking, Kev?
I'm not really too excited about it. I would have preferred Tank versus Loma. That would have been way better.
Yeah, we can't
but
get that.
We'll take
Kev,
the fight.
We got what we got, Kev. Are you interested in the rematch? I know you're gonna watch it.
No,
who do you got in the rematch, Kev?
I'm not interested.
You're not gonna watch it, Kev?
I'm not interested. I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not. No, I mean, that's not my first choice of fight. I don't want to watch that fight, but I'll watch it.
Who do you think Lamont is going to redeem himself, or do you think that Tank is going to be able to silence the critics?
I think Tank had a bad night. I think Tank had a bad night, and he's going to come back and make a statement.
Exactly. I'm with you on that one, Kat. How you feel about that, Anthony?
I'm in the same boat. It's more about the fact that it was a draw, so they got to settle it. It's more of a situation where I know that there's a lot of personal history they have. Their former sparring partners, and they put it on the line once. There wasn't really too much on either side to really say who was the better man. So anytime that you have a draw, any real fighter who had a draw with somebody shouldn't be satisfied with that. So they owe it to themselves first and foremost, and they owe it to the boxing community to face each other again. So it's a necessity.
Yo, shout out to everybody.
And I go ahead.
No. Finish with just your statement.
Oh yeah. So I do agree with Kevin that it was a bad night for Javante, and I do feel as though he wasn't as motivated. He was distracted. We've seen better performances from Tank, so I see Tank coming in to really settle the score for real. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. When I was sitting here on the show and I was giving my predictions, I told everybody, don't be surprised. Something's off with Tank. I don't like when fighters talk about retirement before a fight. And he was talking about still being able to get up for a fight. And I think this is what he needed. This is what he needed to bring the fire back and get up for the fight. And I think he's going to do that in the rematch. I just definitely wanted to shout out everybody that tuned up. We got up to 200 people watching us do this watch along for this Mielnicki fight. So I want to say thank you to you guys for rocking with us. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Capital Kev, let the people know where they can reach you at.
At Capital with Kev on X. Find me, boxing's most energetic voice, and that's where you can follow me. Anthony?
You can follow me on X as well at Trey Woodson III, Instagram Trey Woodson III, YouTube Trey Woodson III. Once again, it was an honor and a privilege to be here. So I thank you all for for showing up and spending 3 whole hours with us, and it means a lot, and we don't take it for granted. Thank you, guys.
You already know who it is. I'm the Commissioner Ray Trilogy, man. Thank you, everybody, for popping out and showing out for your boy, man. I really appreciate it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody that is watching. Please like and subscribe, and you can definitely check us out on Twitter anytime you want. And definitely subscribe to the iBoxing Hub channel. I can't say that enough. Trey, you've been tremendous, man. This has actually been a wonderful job, man. I can't wait to lock in with you brothers again. I want to say thank you, Mr. Anthony Woodson, for joining us, man. And shout out to Capital Kev for inviting you on, man. You definitely did your thing, man. And I'm looking forward to more. You dig? So shout out to everybody, and I appreciate y'all. Until next time, IBOXINGHUB USA. We out of here.
Hell yeah, we gon' live it up. They drive the haters crazy, we gon' burn the clutch. And ball outrageous, we gon' double up. It's all for the families, all we got is us. Real nigga can't step on them. Protect at all costs, put a vest on them.